What's happening, all 7 people out there watching? Chris was having a problem getting his shit together. No, he's having technical difficulties. He was trying to start it up, and then he did get it started up, but he couldn't keep his connection going. He's having internet issues over there in SoCal, and asked me to help a little bit. So here I am. I got to crank it up. We're running live. Now, Sundays is Chris's thing, but, you know, we all back each other up, and so that's why I jumped on in. Started this bad motherfucker up. Anyway, so how's your Sunday? Mute myself over on the other thing. And get ready to start dealing with comments. Who knew? Anyway, let me start out by saying hi. Hey, what is up? Third up, yeah, us domestic tourists can't escape our favorite NSA guy. What's up, Warrior? How you doing? Good afternoon to you too. Yeah, it's got to be like 7:30 your time, so the sun ain't down yet. How you doing, Warrior? Good to hear from you. Good to see everything's going. Hope everything's going well. Hope your daughter's doing well. Hope your new business is doing well. Anyway, all right. I'm not so narcissistic. I actually like to see my face, so let's talk about a few things that are going on in the news. Now, I've sent out invites, and third up, you got one, and Warrior, I don't have your info anymore, so I couldn't send one to you, buddy. But I did send them out to the usual cast of characters over here. What is up? Wannabe 24 Live, how you doing? High tech in 2014. Yeah, I'm so low tech. My computer was made before the turn of the new millennia. So anyway, still runs though. How you guys doing tonight? I know Chris is he has a whole different plan for his Sunday nights. Let's go with that. All right, and he plans on doing stuff a little more structured. But till he gets in, as usual, I'm going to fly by the seat of my pants and speak off the top of my head. Because that's the way I seem to operate best. Okay? So, one of the things that I've been reading about today, because I've been trying to find out some information on what's going on just downstate of me, one state over, right, down in Missouri, in St. Louis, right? Because it seems like outside of St. Louis, right, some poor kid got shot down in the middle of the street because a cop wanted him out of the middle of the street. We've not yet gotten the full story on what's going on over in St. Louis, right? We've heard that this kid turned and attacked the police officer after the cop cussed him out, or before the cop cussed. We're not getting a fucking straight story nowhere, right? And I'm sick already of hearing the apologists say, well, the cop said he turned and jumped on the cop. Where does that make any bit of sense to anybody in this fucking country? That this kid who just graduated high school in the spring, right, and was planning on going to college on fucking Monday is going to turn around and beat up a cop, you know, within steps of his grandmother's house that he was living in. I would love for somebody to explain that to me, okay? And you know what I did today? Me and my kid, we were out and about. We had to go grab some barbecue sauce because we were cooking ribs on the grill today, right? Ribs we got from a friend because ribs are damn expensive. But anyway, right? So we were cooking ribs on the grill, and we had to go get some barbecue sauce. So we ended up in Walmart to get it, right? And while I'm in the Walmart, what did I do? Because I'm an asshole, I went over to the sporting goods department. And let me tell you something. First of all, there's been a run on all the airsoft guns, okay? All the ones that, you know, quasi looked like a real gun, they're gone, right? Well, not all of them. There's a couple left. There was a few little of the cheaper M4 types, right? Look like an M4 or whatever. That were still there, a couple of them. I'll probably post pictures, and I did a video there in it. But I don't know if I'm going to post it or not, right? But my point is the fact that You know, you can go into Walmart and you can mess around with these guns. Now, if the package is open, which a lot of them tend to be most of the time, because I've done it myself, and you can open up the box and play with them and make sure everything's there, and you can, you know, check them out and fiddle around with them, right? Because I'm nothing but a giant kid. So I go into the Walmart, and the wife and the kids are shopping at the grocery department, because that's sometimes the only grocery store that's open around us. And so I'll be in there, I'll be messing with the AK airsoft gun, right? Why? Because I'm an AK guy, I'm a gun nut, and you know what? I'm just a little kid at heart, just like every other man. So I took a bunch of pictures of this because Friday or Thursday or whatever, a 22-year-old father of two with the third one on the way was in a Walmart messing around with one of these, and he died saying it's not real. Right? And if you know the guns they sell at Walmart, they have the orange tips. Right? So you can see these guns are going to end up disappearing from Walmart shelves. Right? Or maybe, you know what, maybe not, because Walmart's got balls, right? Walmart still sells guns and ammo and still hasn't put up one of those little stickers that no guns are allowed. Right? Now that we have concealed carry here in Illinois, you see those popping up in places. And everywhere you see that pop up in place, don't spend your money. Right? That's what I do. I don't go and spend my money anywhere that has one. The only places that I enter that have a no concealed carry sign are, you know, the post office and a bank. Right? Any place else that has those, I will not give my, you know, deal with my money, because that's the only real thing that counts these days, is what you do with your money. That's the only kind of true voting that anybody does these days, is what they do with their money. The rest of your voting doesn't count as much as people like to think. So I'm stuck here by myself. I'm going to go check and see what you guys have to say while I am stuck here by myself. Ooh, boo. What is up, Optimus Android? Hey, P NASCARs, how you doing? And I think you guys are the only two new ones I've seen. So let me refresh this real quick. Hey, Naz, you want to come in? Want a link? Want to come say hey? Me and you can sit and talk, you know, AK crap for a long time, so.
I'm supposed to want to roll you down the hill.
What is up? Want to be 24 live? How you doing? You wanted to roll me down the hill, honey? What was this? I am live on the internet's tubes. So
I'm saying she wanted to roll you down.
I heard you just told me that. Now, being nobody else is here, understand you're only talking to me and the people watching. So.
I think they should know.
Do you think they should know that your mom wanted to roll me down a hill? We don't have many hills here in the area, so that would be difficult. Anyway, so what do you guys think? I mean, and this is just the cop crap that's going on, right? Not all the rest of the crap that's going on in the world. My new grandson's looking killer. Right, well, let me show them so they can see. Hopefully you guys can see him. That's my new grandson. Isaiah. Anyway. Isaiah. Which way? Do I swipe? Okay.
The other way.
So this is the other way, not the blurry way. All right. Blurry. There he is again. Another nice picture. Right? I'll probably upload them. I know nobody. This is grandchild number 2, Jeremiah. You guys remember Jerry? Jerry's a good boy. Look, you should see how big he's getting too. And he's working with his blocks, and he's banging on the drum and everything. And we got him. Okay. Thank you.
Bella wasn't out there.
Bella is not there. She's with her sperm donor. Anyway. Don't hate me because I speak truths. Thank you, babe. Anyway, so, does anybody want to come on in? Let me know, and when I see it, I will try and get it to you. Because nobody else is speaking, and it's just me in the room, baby. Chris is having a problem. Chris couldn't get his stuff on. Steffi did get a good one.
What? ISAIAH.
Actually, I'm going to steal that pic, put it on the thing so everybody can see. That's a beautiful one.
Got him smiling, I'm sure.
Right. Well, he's what? Not even a month old yet? 2 weeks old? So, what did you do when you were 2 weeks old? I'll guess it's the same thing he's done. Shit, eat, and sleep. Aw, that is a cute one. Thanks for helping me keep this chat all lively and shit.
Sorry.
Just saying. You know.
This whole ISIS thing going on over forever.
Okay, what do you think about the ISIS thing, B?
This is what I don't understand. I don't know who ISIS is.
ISIS is a bunch of Muslims that have gotten together, and I don't know if they're Shiite or Sunni, but they're probably one or the other. And they've gotten together and decided to do a holy war against the rest of the world, basically.
Okay. So, something that bothers me that I'm sure has no direct correlation to that area is the fact that I have an app on my phone called the ISIS wallet.
Yeah, not the same kind of thing.
Yeah. But it won't ever shut down.
The acronym of it is ISIS. A lot of things have been called ISIS. These clowns just took over that acronym for the moment. And now everybody's free. Everything in the past that was ever ISIS is not null and void now.
Right.
But just, this is what's in the news, and this is what the media is trying to feed people, right? To keep them scared, because they got to keep us scared, because their whole, it's sad but true, but the whole world has gotten to where it only runs on fear anymore. You know, they can't get shit done without fear, right? They need more money on top of the billions we put down at the border. They need more money because they never finished the job. And why didn't they finish the job? So they always had something to help us fear.
Right.
You know, let's see what Chris needs. I thought that was
Well,
Chris.
like today I saw in the headlines that like they took over some big Christian town or whatever, and they're like beheading the children and stuff.
Yes, but they've been doing that for.
That's true stuff.
That is true stuff. They've been doing that for weeks. They took over Mosul. They took over most of the Christian areas. The Church of Jonah or something like that. Huge Christian church in parts of Iraq, right? That have been Christian and forever, right? They've destroyed them, beheaded people, killed off religious leaders, you know, cardinals, stuff like that, bishops, killed them off. And Mosul used to be a Christian town in Iraq, mainly Mosul, has been for like damn near 2,000 years, right? Not anymore.
So this is what's in the news, because that's what I saw on the news today. So then that makes me question, what did you guys find that they weren't telling us?
Well, there's so much that they're not telling us going on, and so much that they don't want us to talk about, right? Like the fact that up until a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, they were helping to supply ISIS. I mean, I don't know if this is all one big plan or whatever, but it's all a giant clusterfuck back there in fucking the Middle East, and there's no goddamn reason in hell other than oil that we should be there, because it's even making it worse for the oil companies, right? Now, the only thing the only real American presence in Iraq these days is guarding the fucking oil fields, because no matter what, I mean, we're not guarding the giant dams that they control, that now ISIS controls and could blow and wipe out half of Baghdad with, right? No, we don't fucking guard those because really it's not our country. But those oil fields, that's the whole reason why we went to war. That's what we were there for since the Twin Towers hit. So that's why we're going to stay there. At least that's my opinion of it, in the way I see it. But, you know, the shit with ISIS, they want to take over Syria. They want to take over Iraq. They're eventually going to they want to turn, they call it a caliphate, right, which is basically an empire that is a Muslim empire run by a giant holy figure or whatever, somebody they call holy, you know, because they're throwing a fucking man up on a pedestal who likes to bugger boys again, right, which is what they did with Muhammad, so let's not even get into it, you know. Or maybe he doesn't like boys, maybe he just likes 9-year-old girls, right, like the Prophet Muhammad did, you know.
Right.
So, yeah. it gets all stressful when you start reading it,
Yeah.
and it makes you wonder why there isn't more Christians shouting from the rooftops, but they're not, and if they ever will, who knows these days. You hear it from some out here in YouTube land, seeing that, and then you hear others that are like, oh no, we can't,
Right.
it's not, they're not actually evil people, so what are you going to do? Too many people have their head in the sand, and everybody, including myself, I'm sure, has, I don't know where it is yet, but I have my head in the sand somewhere, or at my ass, one or the other, Head in the sand, head up the ass, all the same thing. What's up, G?
What's up, my brother?
How you doing today?
Sure. Crazy. Busy day. Busy day.
Man, the wife's been helping me keep the chat going. Isn't that awesome?
I don't know what the fuck's going on. Chris called me.
Yeah,
You sent
Chris
me a
is having
link.
issues, so he gave me a ring. Chris is having some issues, so he gave me a ring, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'll help you out, buddy. That's what we're supposed to be here for. He was trying to get it started, so.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to do. And then I saw your link, and then I tried getting in here, and then I went into an empty room. I thought I was, I don't know. Well, it was kind of lonely.
He's screwing up all night. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. But we finally got it figured out. We got 16 viewers. And, me and the wife have been talking about, I talked a little earlier about the again, cops shooting unarmed people. I guess you could call the guy in Walmart quasi-armed because he had, an airsoft gun. But other than that, and then the kid in St. Louis who got gunned down, and the wife was just bringing up because something that worries her is these whole ISIS clowns, killing Christians all over the Middle East. Just because they're telling them to convert or die, and then when they convert, beheading them, putting their heads on spikes, crucifying them. I mean, the only thing I can say for all those poor bastards is, you're going to have no problem getting into heaven because dying for your Lord, well, that's one of the greatest honors somebody could do according to the Bible. So.
Yeah, I started a private chat earlier.
Yeah, I had seen that, but I was kind of busy, so I couldn't jump in.
No worries. We started talking about this ISIS. You mind if I bring in the regular heads in here?
Sure. I've been trying to get people in, so yeah, if they're not getting my links,
I don't think I shut down my my chat from today. No, that's still fucking going.
It's all good for me. And there
Let me go shut this down.
From my grandson.
Oh, nice.
Can't really see him much, but he's smiling. That's the new one. That's Isaiah.
God bless him. God bless him.
Newest little grand. So what do you think about the whole? I mean, you're like me, right? Are you Greek Orthodox?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're raised Catholic. Is Greek Orthodox?
Yeah, same thing.
Catholic.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's like Russian Orthodox.
Is no
different than we've all.
Right, you eat bread.
Different. Yeah, just different
sects. I eat the bread, you eat the wafers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so what do you think of this whole ISIS crap with them killing Christians?
And then they want to hang a white flag above the White House.
Well, no, they want to hang the black flag of Allah. Right, when you hear those fucking fools talking like they're gonna hang that flag they've been running around Iraq with, and they're gonna put that over the White House, and no matter who's the occupant of the White House, I will die to my last breath to keep that.
I'm gonna send y'all a link right now. All right, so get the link right now. It's coming. I'm gonna shut it down. All right, I'll bring you all in right now. All right, God, I forgot to shut that bitch down. All right, brother. I'm going to bring in. Well, her uncle, the Navy SEAL trainer guy, family, he's, he told us it's going to be, all hell's going to break loose here the next 5 years. He said that 4 years ago, and it's I'm not shocked. I mean, these people are fucking nuts, and these guys don't care. They're ruthless, killing babies. They don't care who's in front of them. They're ruthless, and we've been talking about this mule for how long, man? How long we've been talking about the prepping and what about this? What about that? Well, reality is coming.
Right.
Guard the fuck up. I mean, I mean, I don't know how to answer that other than, it's.
Well, Optimus Android has kind of a good question, right? Thanks, Joel. I appreciate that. Isaiah is a good, excellent name. And Optimus Android, let me grab it. Okay, Dabu, right? I like Dabu, but I don't, like anybody else, I question everything he says, so I got to go find out for my own. But he does point you in good directions. And in his latest video, he says he wants to invade Iraq again. And I'm not for that. I think part of the problem is we did it the first time, right? We invaded Iraq the first time. I mean, you think about it. We wouldn't be having any of these problems with these people, ISIS. ISIS wouldn't even be around, okay, if Saddam Hussein and the Ba'ath Party were still running Iraq, right? And remember something that nobody likes to think about. But before we stuck our fucking nose in shit, right, Iraq was the only secular nation in that area. Out of all its neighbors, they were really the only, them and Turkey, okay, Turkey's secular, but they were the secular nation. Now, did Saddam do evil shit to his own people? Yes, he did. But he had a stable. Did he invade Kuwait? Yes, he did. But did he have a stable country where was everybody treated semi-fairly? Yes. So all the death, destruction, ISIS, all that shit, we're the ones, at least in my mind, really responsible for it because we set the world on that path. What's up, Jim? What's up, Chad?
Hello.
Yeah, there's the American Warning chat, and DJ's got chat on, so that's where some of the people are. Nobody great over here.
And you know what? Good. I'm glad. And go figure. DJ's gonna do it against the time slot of the Dragon. Shock and surprise.
Well, he kind of got bad at me.
Let's not even bring that name up again. Let's just move on from that name.
What's up, Warrior? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, brother? Yeah, let's not even worry about all that.
Okay, then.
American Dragon, cool. I don't care about the other one.
Smoochy boochies. Thank you, love.
Smoochy boochies.
Hey, you know what? I've been married almost 23 years to this woman, and I still love her.
She's a good woman. Good woman to be tolerating that shit.
Oh, yeah, and I'm an asshole. And the fact that she's put up with me for that long, amazing.
I can't wait. I hope it gets that far for me. I don't think it's going to get that long for me.
Dude, you know what? It's just... It's...
God bless
I don't know if it's commitment or being committed, right? Either way, it's a little crazy. But, yeah, it just takes work to keep a marriage going that long.
Oh, yeah.
And a desire.
It's work, brother. It's not easy. It's work.
Yeah, no, it really is work.
Not easy.
I'll tell you that much. It's just like being a good parent, right? You're not a good parent unless you're spending time with your child. Now, is it as much time as you can because you have to work to support that child? Yes, but then when you have that time, when you're off of your job and you're spending helping your children to learn, to experience life and help them grow and understand the world they're coming into, that shows good parenting, right? When all you do is the second you get off is go, well, I'm taking you from the school to the babysitter because I got shit to do. I have problems with, and I see that a lot. So, just a little disturbing, but it's the way of the world these days.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. How's the baby?
Good. Thank you for asking.
How's the new business going? You getting stuff off the ground?
Slow, but it's bringing in income, so I can't complain.
Awesome, awesome. Sounds good, buddy.
How's the internet going? That's stable now?
Yeah, I paid my damn bill. Hey, those of us that have been broke-ass motherfuckers before understand what I mean, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Still, bro.
Heard
When it's
that.
a choice between, paying the internet and paying for dinner. Oh, sorry. Growling tummy.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I can never get ahead, man. It's too fucking hard.
it just is what it is, man. You know?
No, I'm talking about me.
I know. Anyway, that's philosophy crap. Anyway, so what have you guys seen in the news today that's interested you, or just like?
We were talking. Emil was asking about the ISIS. I was telling Emil that me and Chad and Warrior were talking about this ISIS situation, and Chad was breaking it down for us. So Chad, go ahead and finish, bro.
I don't know if I'm breaking it down or not, because I honestly don't know what they are either. I just have my doubts that it is what we're being told. I mean, it's a bad situation regardless, but I have my doubts that we are being presented the correct information.
Well, you're not, because, I mean, at least from our media and our government, they've been talking out of both sides of their neck. When ISIS was first forming, they were like, oh, this sounds like it might be a good thing.
Yeah.
So let's support this. And, ISIS are the same. They're the same. See, if you cross a borderline, on one side of the border, like with Syria and Iraq, they're called ISIS. On the other side of the border, where we fund them, right, they're called the Syrian rebels.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we here in America take this arbitrary line in the fucking sand to mean something, right? The rest of the fucking world says that arbitrary line in the sand don't mean shit unless there's somebody with a gun making that arbitrary line in the sand mean something.
Yeah.
Right? And we've lost the understanding of what a fucking border really is, right? And here in the United States, we've lost it, and we've even lost that concept out there in the rest of the fucking world. Right? So here we arbitrarily use that line in the sand to fund the same people,
Yep.
right, that we call our enemy. Right? Because on one side of the border, they're Syrian rebels, and they're freedom fighters, right? And on the other side of the border, they're ISIS. So.
Exactly. And well, for whatever reason, now they pretty much have taken over everything we've left behind, we meaning the military. So now they're very well armed. Now they've got a full army. Now they're just sweeping the whole country. And or at least that's what we're hearing. That's what we're told. I don't believe what I'm told. Period.
I believe it to a certain degree. When we left out of Vietnam,
Yes.
they swept back through there and fucked everybody up who helped us out. I can believe it. History shows us it's happened before.
Well, that's true. And I don't doubt that is occurring. I'm just saying the way it's being presented to us. I don't know that I can sign off on that because I just don't have the information,
I don't understand if there was a group like that formed, why they haven't been taken out.
Exactly.
A group like that ruthless to be roaming around the streets. Some type of government, wherever these people are.
To stop them. Gee, we destroyed their fucking government. This is the thing. Nobody wants to add 2 + 2 and come up with fucking 4. Right? We tore down Saddam Hussein, destroyed Iraq, let these multiple, different sects of the religion go off on each other, and this is what ended up happening. Right?
Right.
So we allowed chaos and anarchy to come in by taking
right.
out a government that we didn't like, and this is what we get.
We've heard of Hiroshima before, haven't we?
Yep.
There you go.
But
Get rid of your problem.
okay.
Get rid of it.
But
They're
Mule, the
They're
people.
not going to do that because if that was the case, they would have done the same thing to Los Zeta and this cartel and that cartel because that's in essence the same thing. It's just some people out there who have some big guns who come through there doing what they want.
Nobody wants to add 2 + 2 and come up with fucking 4.
It's not how many, it's who you
Back a
take
little
out.
bit.
There's a leader behind all this shit.
Oh, no doubt. But what? We created the vacuum, and what's going to happen? What does nature abhor?
Oh,
A vacuum.
What ended up So we create the vacuum. People are going to come in and stand up, right? Just like, I mean, let's flip the script and put it in America, right? Say some disaster. I just finished listening to a great audio book. What is it? One second after, or one day after, or whatever. Anyway,
Oh,
it
yeah.
talked about EMP. Well, let's use EMP instead of an invading army, right? But if everything shut down, there would be a vacuum. And what would happen to that vacuum? There'd be a vacuum of services. There'd be a vacuum of leadership. There'd be a vacuum of law enforcement. People would have to step up. And that's what we talk about in the prepper community and in the patriot community, that we're people willing to stand up if we have to, right?
Right.
Well, there's people in those fucking countries too, in Iraq, right? Once we destroyed Iraq, well, there was a vacuum, and people stood into those vacuums. People with their own agendas, right?
Sure.
And this is what we've got. And like I said, we armed these people before they came and stole the arms that we left for the Iraqis. We were arming them on the exact opposite side of that Syrian border, calling them Syrian rebels. Those are the same people that Obama was talking about going and supporting in Syria and wanting to start America in a war with Syria over.
Yep.
The situation, if I was at this helm and I knew there was a situation like that being formed wherever, you take out the threat. You get.
But wait, no, dude, we don't. We build these threats. The Mujahideen.
I understand. It's all about it. Why? Because it's the mullah, just like they talk about the cartel.
Well, just like we talk about Osama bin Laden, right? Let's talk about that fucker for a minute. We supported him all through the 80s against
at the Pentagon.
And then what happened in the 90s and the 2000s was he turned against the Russians once they split and came to us because we were the next devil in the room, right? Because the Muslims don't believe that they can live in peace and harmony with everybody else. They believe that they have to wipe out everybody else, and the few little survivors can serve them. Right? Read the Quran. So,
yeah, that was a sticky situation. Oh, yeah.
But we've
about the
done
body.
the same thing again. It's no sticky situation. ISIS is a product of the CIA.
Yep.
Okay? Just like the Mujahideen, the fucking Taliban, and all the rest of the shit that we've been fighting for the past 10 years were products of the fucking CIA. Nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to say, yes, that's true, and then deal with it as brutally as you want to. But you have to own up to your fucking own shit. Okay?
And when you look at it through that lens, Mule, because I agree with you, it is, in my opinion, CIA created, and the goal is to destabilize, not to ever bring peace. The goal is always to create chaos and death and all this stuff. So that's why this stuff keeps happening. It's not by accident.
Yeah, look at the fucking Ukraine.
Where they shoot themselves in the foot, with the weapons, the utility, the vehicles, their gear.
Dude, we always shoot ourselves in the foot. Okay, let's look at Iran. Iran's a perfect example. We shot ourselves in the foot there, right? We took out a democratically elected government. We put in a monarchy, right, the Shah, and then we fought and made the Shah become a despotic government, right, dealing with its own internal dissidents, right? So what did that do? That strengthened the religious dissidents, right? And then we ended up with the Ayatollah. Right, the Ayatollah came in, captured the U.S. Embassy, held us up to that, and then that's been the past 20 now. So for the past 30-something years, we've been enemies with Iran, which used to be our ally in the Middle East. Right, the Persians used to love the Americans even before they had a democratically elected government.
Yeah, and ever since then, the gas prices have been going higher and higher.
Well, and that was it. It was all about money, right? Why did they take over? Why did they destroy the democratically elected government? Because they didn't want to sign exclusive shit with Exxon Mobil and BP and all the rest of those motherfuckers. So shit ain't changed a bit in the Middle East. We just now get to see it play out and can add 2 + 2.
We protect that baby.
Yep. Hey, one thing about those that ISIS group, how come they weren't acting the way they are now when they were just in Syria?
They were.
I don't remember all this beheading and shit going on.
Oh yeah, well that's because nobody wanted to see it. Nobody wanted to look. Nobody wanted to
was
listen.
Advertising it. Okay.
Nobody wanted to listen to the people that were showing them wiping out Christian towns in Syria, because Syria right? Road to Damascus, Saul's conversion to become Paul, right? Syria used to be a very strong Christian nation in that area, or have a very strong Christian populace. Not a Christian nation, but a Christian populace, right?
Yeah.
And they've been beheading them for the past 3 years, but nobody's been fucking talking about it. And every time somebody shows it, it's downplayed. It's like, oh, you're not telling the truth. Oh, that's from years ago. No, this was from today, and it's showing a bishop getting his head chopped off as an altar boy gets shot into a grave, but nobody gives a fuck. Why? Because it's the poor muzzies. You know, now I don't like to think of myself as any one sect of Christianity. I have tried them all and found all of them lacking in one form or another, and I talk to my maker myself, right? I have my relationship with my God and his son, and that's my beliefs, and I don't care what anybody else says. But am I ready to say let's start calling for a crusade? Just about. Because I know everybody wants to be all, you know, progressive and open-minded and talk about how religion doesn't mean anything. Religion brought us to where we are now. Okay, all the goods and the bads of it.
Right.
Right? But we wouldn't be where we are now as a civilization overall, Western civilization, if it wasn't for Christian religion. Not Muslim religion. You can talk about the contributions, but they actually didn't put in the fucking hard work. Okay?
Right.
And this is where I get tired of people saying, well, we're all created equal. Well, you know what? Other civilizations didn't pull their heads out the ass and come out with all the innovation and the shit that we have to bring us to where we are.
Yeah.
Right? The fucking Chinese have been around for fucking how many thousands of years? And you know what? Until the later part of the 20th century, they did not pull their heads out their ass. Okay? The Japanese, the same way. They didn't pull their heads out their ass until they started absorbing Western culture. The same with all the rest of these places. Did not join even the 19th century until they started accepting portions of Western culture. Right? The fucking cell phone wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for Western culture. Okay?
Right.
Gene Roddenberry would have never came up with the fucking first idea of it. Right? Same with the computers, same with all the rest. All these things wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for Western culture. Good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm really tired of all these people saying crap like that. You know?
Hey, if it wasn't for us, you know, everything starting from the Industrial Revolution on up. Right there, even with Morse code.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Nobody else came up with this shit. Okay?
Right.
You know what? The Chinese had gunpowder for a long time, and all they could come up with fucking fireworks.
Fireworks. Yeah.
Right? That's all fun and games and great, but Western culture advanced it.
Hey, you know, these people are still shooting that shit off over here in my neighborhood, too, tonight. Maybe they're Chinese.
And ISIS is just a new tip of the iceberg, right? It's something we've done to ourselves, shooting ourselves in the foot, and we're wondering why. You know, where did these people come out of? Well, we fucking made them. Where do you think they came out of?
Yeah, and they ignored it for how long? Now all of a sudden, oh, we don't want to destroy them, we just want to contain them. And that headline that Obama said.
Yeah, well, this.
What are you going to do? Contain them so then you can go in and destroy them? What the fuck are you going to do with them? Put them in a corner and say, okay, what do we do now?
Well, we
Let
can't
them
even
build up
contain
so
our own
that
fucking border. How are we going to contain something half a world away?
Yeah, right.
You know?
Exactly.
Well, see, the thing is, they want ISIS to grow and all these other groups to grow so they can have somebody else to fight, so they can make more money off of wars. It doesn't help to get it when the newborn baby. Wait till he's big enough to fight so I can get all the money I can out of it.
You know, I got a question about that shit. They can make more money off of wars.
Oh, yeah.
They're making so much fucking money off of wars. They're building tanks and MRAPs and fucking rifles and every other goddamn thing, plus ammo for everything. Who the fuck is working at these jobs? That's what I'd like to know, because I sure the fuck ain't. I ain't never talked to anybody that said, oh, yeah, I work at a fucking ammo dump. I build guns, you know, I build fucking shells. I build tanks. Nobody. As you?
Why? Because they have a lot of these places have confidentiality agreements to where you can't talk about it or you lose the job, right? People don't want to admit they work for these things. I mean, they love the paycheck. It pays their bills. It feeds their family. It, you know, helps their kids go to school, yada, yada. But they understand, hopefully some of them at least understand that they're working for essentially an evil thing.
I got a question for you. You live right down the street from Arsenal Road there. Do they fucking have any traffic going in and out of there?
Talking to me? Or go to the
You.
Rock Island Arsenal?
You. You know.
I don't live near Rock Island Arsenal, no.
No, the one by
does.
Joliet, between Joliet and further down.
Well, I live near a base that we're always seeing shit roll in and out of, right? So
But
I
not
live
real
near a
heavy,
National Guard training center for Illinois.
You don't have
And
anything
so-
real heavy though going in and out.
Yeah, they come in and out all the time. You'll see all kinds of wheeled traffic, and then they train in tractor traffic. So
Yeah.
you'll see Bradleys
Okay.
coming in on trains and shit like that. Yeah.
All
But
right.
then they head up to the National Guard Center. They do some training, and then they split back out with their unit.
Because they gotta have half a zillion fucking civilians working there.
They have they have some that live in the area, but they don't like talking about it any more than the people that work at the nuclear plant. Like, nobody's fucking bragging about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you happen to talk to a friend who that works there, great. But they're not like coming out wearing T-shirts. I work at the National Guard Center.
I used to work on Department of Defense cards. I never had any nobody ever told me to keep my mouth shut.
Right, but did you go around announcing it to everybody you were having a beer with?
Well, no, but.
Okay.
And I've been in the Arsenal Road facility too. I worked on cars in there. Fucking done,
Yeah, but that's
Nobody
what I'm
ever
saying.
said. Nobody, I didn't have a hard time getting in. I didn't have a hard time getting out. Nobody ever said keep your mouth shut or nothing.
But that was also a different time. We're at war technically now, still.
Yeah, okay.
And Optimus, I remember people saying all that shit. Saddam's soldiers allegedly dumping babies out of incubators. Yeah. Gaddafi's raping everybody. Yeah. Yeah. I remember Colin Powell's vial of it. Do you remember the yellow cake? Right? That Colin Powell said was, coming in from Africa?
Yeah.
I remember all this. The prospect's going to lose his patch, huh? You're a nice guy, HD. When are you coming in? And you know what? He was having technical difficulties. He tried starting this up twice and didn't help him out.
Take it out of his check.
Well, whatever happened
What's
to
up,
the
Jason?
airstrike? Whatever happened to the airstrikes, Mule?
Well, they have been doing airstrikes over there. Hey, can you send HDP, Stinger, Reb, and Jason Brumsfeld link?
Yeah, I'll do it again. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
You got it, brother.
My wife even just yelled at me. They did one of the airstrikes this morning over there. So.
Yep.
Hey, Mule, I want to send Reb the heat shield off my Mossberg 500 and have him do a green dragon the whole length of it.
Oh, that'd be cool. I've been thinking about getting that done on my PAP, actually, because the green little bitch fucking breathes like a fire-breathing dragon. So, oh, yeah. I've thought about it. The Prince. Nico Machiavelli. One of my heroes. Anyway, let me say hi to people out there in the room. Optimus Android, Joel's Quantum Heart Logic, Wannabe 24 Live, HDP, iDesert Pioneers out there, Jason Brumsfeld, Northwest Indiana Prepper was out there. Let's see, Mike Neiswinder was out there. Let's see. Oh, by the way, last night, how bad did you guys get Tony drunk?
Last night. Holy shit.
Mayor
passed
Fugly
out.
Cool. What's up, Mayor Fugly Cool?
Tony
Love that
had,
dude. Another AK brother. Another brother of the AK.
Tony had a half a bottle of Red Label down before the chat started.
Oh, I know. And Johnny Walker can walk all over you sometimes.
That no sugar bullshit will get you.
Yeah. If you let Johnny walk all over you, she will. Let's see if there's any stuff over here on the G Plus side. Nope, I shouted everybody out. All right. And some of you, I sent stuff out to you over on multiple different venues. So like HTP and Tony and Third Op can all, and Reb, if they want to, they can come in through the Facebook. I sent you guys links over there too. So just to let you know.
They say the Rock Island Arsenal is researching it. So they got 6,000 civilian workers and 400 active military personnel. They used to make howitzers and tanks back during the Vietnam War, but the tanks went to Ohio. But I'm not sure. I think they still might make howitzer. My son-in-law, he works at the Joint Technology Manufacturing, part of it, and they used to armor up the Humvees. They get the Hummers and put all the heavy-duty shit on it, and then they ship them out from there. And said they switched to ambulances now, so.
Right.
So they have a surplus apparently of Hummers, so now they're beefing up some ambulances, I guess.
Well, I can actually talk about that on a more economic side, right? We don't only have a surplus of Hummers even here in the United States. This is why they're giving away all this equipment, but even just the car companies have been overproducing stuff for a couple of years. If you wanted a brand new 2008 Chevy whatever, it's out there sitting in a yard somewhere covered with plastic for the past 5 years, 6 years. So
yeah, I saw a blurb on that in the UK where they just show these acres and acres of all these cars that couldn't be sold. They couldn't sell them to somebody, to poor people at a substantial discount, but no, they can't do that.
No, and they can't because it would fuck up the way their books are juggled, right? Because as long as they keep these new vehicles on book for what they wanted when they originally made them, right? They can count that as whatever, and then eventually the tax man lets them count it as a loss when they didn't sell for the full price. Right, so if they sold it for anything, then that's what they would have to mark down as at a loss or whatever, of what their supposed profit was. So they'd have to mark that down. It's just all kinds of fucked up why those things sit there and do that. I'll be right back though. I gotta go hit the head. Hey, Chris made it back. There he is, the man.
What's up? What's up, guys? Finally got my internet connection.
I was wondering if my links weren't working.
No. What happened was my internet went down, G, and thank God my brother-in-law, who I live with, we have a house together. He's the internet provider, so we were able to get it back up and running.
Good deal.
Yeah, mine started finally. Mine finally got back with it today too.
Nice. So I don't know what all has been. What have we talked about?
ISIS.
Can somebody?
We're talking about ISIS.
Hold on a second, Chris. Let me just do this officially here. It is now your chat.
All right.
Started out fresh, bro. We were just marking time till you got here, Prospect.
All right. Cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
don't worry about any of the shit we've already talked about. If we're going to talk about it again, that's awesome. But it's yours. Your Sunday. I was just filling until you got here because you were running late.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate it. Emil. All right, guys, so let me, I don't know if anyone else seen my other one that I tried to get up for whatever reason. I guess it was my connection problem, wasn't allowing me to connect. But I wanted to talk about last week's news, which we could basically talk about anything you guys want to talk about in the news, as well as what got you into prepping and what got you into guns. What was there a one event that you just decided, okay, I need to start prepping, or okay, I need to start getting into guns?
Good topic.
I wonder where we got the topic from.
Yep, I did steal that from our earlier private chat. I really enjoyed that.
I love it, baby.
Yep.
Wrong, baby. I love it, baby.
I did steal that from
Let Big Daddy G teach it, baby.
Yep. So if anyone wants to start, have we talked about the Tony Stewart accident and what happened?
Oh. No, we haven't. Last time,
I know here on the Green Dragon Tavern chats we generally
that was a
don't talk
crazy
about
video,
sports.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we generally don't talk about sports, but I think that's a pretty crazy thing that Tony Stewart hit and killed somebody. I don't know if it was on purpose or if it wasn't on purpose.
You saw the video when I screen shared it earlier, right, See?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I did see that.
What do you make of that? Did you think they hit him on purpose?
I'm on the fence. I'm like with Chad. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second.
10-4. Jim, did you see that? Joe?
I'm just looking at it now. So
I didn't see it. I saw one on there was one on Google Plus, but it said it had been taken down, so I didn't get to see any of it.
It's on YouTube. It's all over YouTube.
Okay, well, I didn't pursue it, but one thought about that is, I've been in that situation where a guy. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. My nephew and I were going to the store to get some lunch to go fishing. And this fucking guy threw a big chunk of asphalt right in my windshield. He must have been hired in a kite or something. But anyway, we saw him do it. He went to court. He paid for it and all that shit. But anyway,
yeah,
he almost died because I was so fucking enraged.
Yeah.
That I fucking pulled a U-ey and he was running through a field, and I turned into that goddamn field. And I was going, and my nephew was the only thing that stopped me. He said I was about 4 feet from him before I fucking turned. Or that guy would have been under the car because I was so pissed off. I wanted to kill him.
Wow.
So, that kind of shit can happen.
Well, obviously they were both irate at the situation. I mean, that's what got the first driver out of the car and running onto the track and shit like that. So it's kind of Dumb and Dumber. I mean, it's two wrongs that made it even worse.
All right, gentlemen, I'm back. Sorry about that. So what was...
No problem, brother. No problem.
What was the consensus?
Well, you were saying about you feel you kind of agree with what I was saying before earlier about the...
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not really sure because it does look like he either swerved or he gave it a little extra gas and he caught him because he didn't hit him. He didn't hit him front on. He hit him more on like his backside.
Well, who said it? I think, and I'll get Tag Daddy a link. I think Tag Daddy was saying, or somebody was saying in my chat earlier, Chris, that, and Chad, maybe you remember, he was saying in the speaker, he was saying in his wire, I'm gonna get him, or he was like revving up. I don't know, something he said in his speaker.
Yeah, and you can hear in the video. I mean, he revved it. It's not like he hit the brakes. He hit the gas. That's what threw the car sideways, which hit the guy with the wheel. So.
Like I said, I really don't know. From the video, it looks like that first car missed him clearly, and he got clipped by the second car. But it doesn't look like he came further any forward. So I don't know. Obviously, we're only seeing what's being shown to us. If there's other video that hasn't been put out yet or released, that might show a little more. Yeah, it is a little blurry. So I don't know. It's one of those situations. Do you charge the guy with attempted manslaughter, or is it he came out and his own stupidity?
Yeah.
For coming on a dark track. An off-road track, mind you. This isn't an on-road track where these guys have the greatest traction. A dark off-road track on a corner. So not only is it dark, not only is it dirt with slippery conditions, but it's also a corner, a blind of a corner. So I don't know.
And they're little midget stock cars, aren't they, Chris? They're little.
Yeah, little midget stock cars. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's slick tracks, slick tires.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first of all, I'm just saying, like we were saying earlier, why would you, with your experience, guy that's racing has experience, obviously, you shouldn't be getting out of your car and walking on a live running a race. Isn't that rule 101? You don't.
I would think that's in the common sense manual.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Now, let me ask you this, because I don't fully understand the situation, but the guy that hit him, and killed him, was it them two that they had the wreck, they had a little mix-up that put the guy on the wall in the first place?
Yeah. Well, see, what happened is when you're on the outside, you either have to slow down, Chad. You either have to slow down and get behind him, or you have to go in wider. And what happened was is when Tony Stewart starts to get, because those cars get sideways, right?
So he put him into the wall.
He bumped him, and it put him into the wall.
Yeah, that's
Okay, and
how
so-
Earnhardt Sr. died. He got bumped in the wall and he died.
Right. So on the next lap around, okay, now the guy that's been put in the wall is pissed. He gets out of the car, he comes on the track, and the next car that, like I said, the guy that hit him was the one that put him in the wall, right? So it's not like some other car just happened to come along and clip this guy. It looks to me, from my position, that they were having beef, and I mean, he's clearly, I don't know what the guy was thinking running out there on the track. What's he gonna do? Stop the car, pull this guy out, beat the shit out? I don't know. But apparently he was coming after him like, hey, screw you, and then the guy driving was like, oh yeah, screw you.
Yeah, you don't run off the track, man, when you're racing, live race like that.
But I mean, if that's the case, it seems intentional to me. That's why I feel like it's intentional.
Your car's on fire, that's one thing. Get out your car, roll out, go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's different. But
going out there and reaching out and waving your fist at them fuckers, like you said, it's dark, shit's moving fast. You just got out of the car from going fast. From experience, you'll be traveling down the highway.
Yeah, exactly. That's
5 miles an hour. You come up to your ramp and you press on the brakes and you don't feel anything. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
The same way with jumping out of a moving car after that, and those goddamn things stick out on the side anyway with that wing.
Right.
That's all it would take was for that one little corner of that fucking wing to clip his ass, and that'd throw him down. That'd be it.
That's it.
Bad deal all the way around, but just from when I first saw it, my initial reaction, hearing him rev the engine, which put the car sideways, I mean, if you're trying to avoid hitting someone, you hit the brakes, right?
Yeah, I'm not listening to the sound because I don't want it to bleed through here, but I'll watch it later.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear him, wham, he hits it, he floors it, and that's what threw the car sideways. So, I mean, to me, I almost think he was trying to kind of give him a little minor fuck you, like maybe scare him a little bit, but he clipped him instead.
That or it could have been he didn't see him until last minute, Chad, and he tried to get out of the way.
Yeah, it could be just a fear, oh shit type of, you hit the gas by accident.
Well, which choice do you think he's going to take now that he's going to be in court for it?
Oh, well, yeah, obviously it's an accident. He didn't mean for that to happen. I know he's already put out the statement about being sorry and all that stuff, but like I said, just from looking at the video, it gave me the impression that, I'm not saying he was trying to hit him, but he was definitely going out of his way to do something.
Here's a little consensus on that last 10 seconds, though. There was a car ahead of him. The guy walking just missed. Okay, it went past.
Mm-hmm.
The guy behind, Stewart, had plenty of time to swerve over a little bit to the left right then and miss the other guy totally.
Good catch.
So, he didn't have to wait till he got right up to him and then swerve.
Yep. That's a good point, Joe.
He saw his, he had to have seen the guy's car hit the wall, or if he didn't, he saw it sitting there, when he come around the second time.
Put him in the wall, he knows where he's at.
Okay,
Okay. In those midget cars, you can't really see what's to the right of you or to the left of you. You only can see what you're limited to see up front. And if some guy's in your blind spot, it's a little hard to see.
All right, well, as he's coming around the second time after the guy already hit the wall, he's coming around the second time. He can see that guy up against the wall then. And he can see that guy, I'm sure, standing in the fucking road. He had plenty of time to get over to the left. Because if that guy would have had to take another 2 or 3 steps to try to get to him,
Bam! He was rolling. Holy.
Uh-huh. So we got. Let's go ahead and move on. This is a great story, but let's move on to some more news that we're around. It says Thrill and Kill Boys. He wants to know. He said, "What does everyone think about the B. Moore shooting again on the kid that was shot 8 times by the police?"
Oh, excuse me. Back up a second. Thank you very much, Jason. Or what was that? Jeremy or Chad? Sorry. Shit, I can't get my name straight today. I've been without my headphones for too long. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Chris.
It's okay. So Thrill and Kill Boy was saying, "Hey, 10 round, What about the kid that was shot in B-More 8 times by the police? He wants to talk about. What do you guys? Has anyone known that? I haven't heard anything about that yet.
It's
You
crazy.
haven't?
20 minutes from my house, and I didn't hear about it.
Yeah,
No, I haven't heard
first time
that.
hearing of it.
I guess I haven't either. Then you're not talking about the kid in St. Louis, huh?
You said? Did you say Baltimore?
He said B-More, yeah, so I would presume that's Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah.
Nope, didn't hear it. Let me look.
I see Third Op is out there messing with me. What's up, Third Op? Why aren't you in here, brother?
Oh, there's a thing in the news right now. No criminal charges against Stewart now.
Yeah, well, they're not investigating criminally. From what I read, it said that they were just doing a standard investigation. So, we'll see about that. Hey, Thrill and Kill Boys, if you can go ahead and put a link on there, we'll go ahead and read through it and talk about it.
Well, hey, can I add one more thing to the
NASCAR?
NASCAR guy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not a big, unless I'm driving, I'm not a big race fan. But as you can see, even on the other driver before he hit him, you know, they wear a full face mask, like you said. I mean, if you see what a sprint car is, there's not a ton of visibility other than the tunnel vision that's in front of you. And you add a face mask to that, you add a full face helmet to it, and again, you've lost a lot there.
And it's also dark.
You can still turn your neck.
Yeah.
Have you seen the straps that they put on these guys? Most of these guys wear abrasive neck padding, and it really doesn't allow you to turn your neck without turning your body, and you're strapped in so tight. I mean, it's really.
I mean, do you guys feel like he really didn't see this guy? That he really didn't know he was there?
He didn't know he was as close as he was.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, Chad.
He knew he was there, right? Dude pointed him out. He knew he was there. That's the thing. That's why it's when you're looking at. First of all, most of the tapes that I've seen on that, it's real small, narrow, tunnel vision video, right? You're not seeing the lay of the land around it, right? What it looked like as Stewart was driving up, you know, to that thing. And this guy's coming out of a car in a dark corner in a dark suit, waving his hands at him because he's pissed off because he got put into a wall by a guy from NASCAR, right? So it's just a fucking accident, and sometimes that shit does happen. Does it suck? If he'd have stayed in his car, guess what? He would have got fucking hit, you know? I mean, you're on an active track. You know what I'm saying? And dude's only going 30 miles an hour, but you're running up to his car, a vehicle that's going 30 miles an hour.
Mind you, these are open wheel, so you're not going to be pushed over like you normally get hit with a car. You're going to be sucked under.
Yeah, so I mean, is it all bad? Yeah. Do I think the dude like killed him intentionally? No, I don't think. No. I mean, you say you want to kill your competition, but really, was this guy from competition?
Oh, that's funny.
You know? So no, I don't think it was intentional. You know, and I think a lot of people are going to Monday morning quarterback that shit, never having driven never having driven around a track, never having driven a vehicle like that in his position.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I mean, I've been to sprint car racing. I've been to NASCAR racing. I've been to demolition derbies. I'm into motorsports. Like we were discussing earlier with the guys, motorsports is my thing. And sitting in one of those little sprint cars, those little midget cars, there's not much view. I mean, you gotta think about this. When you're only strapped in on a 5-point harness, and most of the time they have these cushions that doesn't allow their head to turn this way or this way, it really limits your visibility. You know, I would think that would be standard procedure that you don't get out in your car after an accident and run towards cars. You know, I would think.
Don't do it, but he just went too far.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody's trying to avoid his car, right? And then he puts himself in position between him and the other car, his car and the other cars. And, you know, it's just all bad. But I still don't think there was, like, intent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that, Mill. I mean, I haven't seen it enough. I've watched the
Well,
video multiple times, but I don't know if he really slammed on his gas, tried to swerve into him or not. So I couldn't tell you
that
whether
doesn't
or
make
not.
sense. Again, he's a professional driver. He knows those are open-wheel cars. I can understand, it's not like a hip check in hockey, right, where you're just trying to put the guy off his game kind of thing.
Yeah.
He knows the vehicle he's driving in, and he knows the fact that he has exposed tires, and then any kind of thing could lead to what just happened.
Exactly. Yeah.
So more than likely, like you said, he got clipped by a mirror, or slipped. It's a fucking muddy track, and he's with racing boots. They're not fucking mud boots. So what if he was walking up and throwing his finger, fuck you, you asshole, because he's all pissed off because he's out of the race, and he slips and fucking falls into the tire.
Yeah. Either way, it's very unfortunate tragedy.
Situation.
Yep.
An unfortunate gathering of events. Yes.
Considering the guy put him into the wall, and so, I mean, they know the car's there, they know what they're coming up on when they made the corner, wouldn't you be already making every attempt to, get away from that?
Yeah, but you're still in a race. I mean, that's the thing. In that kind of a competition, when you're racing like that, you just put that shit off to the back of your mind. It goes off to where it's in the corner of your eye. You know where it's at. You're trying to avoid it, but you're still trying to compete.
Yeah.
That's the point. You're in a competition. They didn't flag it yet. None of that, right? They hadn't slowed everybody down yet, and so everybody's still in a race. And that dude got put into a wall because they're trying to win the fucking race, right? So, yeah. You can't.
Dude should have known. Dude should have fucking known. You don't leave your fucking car, walk on the fucking track when everyone's fucking racing.
Exactly.
That's it. That's that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
And if you're going to confront the guy,
I'm not a NASCAR guy. I'd rather do than watch. Right now, I've watched a ton of it, and I've done some of it, and I'd rather do than watch. Right. But just put yourself in his position. Does he really want to just hip check this guy, knowing that he could kill him doing that? No, I don't know. There's no. Again, I don't think Stewart did. That was just an unfortunate gathering of events, right? And I don't think Stewart had any intent to hurt this guy. Did he intend to put him in a wall? Fuck yeah. And was this guy looking to bump bellies with Stewart? Heck yes. He's just building his reputation.
That's part of the racing. That's part of racing.
Yeah, it's part of racing, and not only that, I mean, this is a NASCAR guy coming down to their level because he loves it. That's what he started in, to race in. So he's competition to everybody. He's an inspiration and competition to him. If you can beat him in a sprint race, well, then you get to brag, I beat a NASCAR champ in a sprint race.
Yeah.
But they're not out there to kill each other.
No.
There's a difference. And I agree with you. I mean, it's just an unfortunate thing, and
yeah, Chris,
just like Earnhardt Sr. When Earnhardt Sr. got bumped, he died. That's how he died.
Yeah. That's part.
Did the guy mean to put him on the wall? No, but he died from it.
Hey, you know what? You want to go bungee jumping off a bridge? More power to you. Guess what? Sometimes the bungees might break.
And the major onus has to be on the driver who exited the vehicle and came out onto the track. I mean, regardless of what happened afterward, that's just, I mean, I'm not a race car driver, but that's some shit I know not to do, and he should have known better too.
Right. I mean, it's not like Stewart took aim, fucking smashed him with the front of his car, and pinned him to his fucking wrecked car, and then kept going and laughing, ah ha ha, you piece of shit sprint driver. No.
And chased them three laps to fucking hit him.
I'll tell you what, I will be surprised if Stewart finishes the year on either. Because that's killing somebody's not an easy thing to do, especially when, no matter how high a level of competition, you don't expect death out of it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
The one responsible for it, if he's a good Christian man, he's going to feel bad about that shit. He's going to have guilt about it. So
okay, here, I got one more thing to say if I can about that. You can't see shit. And I don't mean it derogatorily towards you guys. I mean, if he claims in his defense, he can see all the cars to the right and left when they're passing him, or if he wants to pass them, he's got to be able to have some judgment. Correct?
Yep. I don't buy the no visibility. they can see what's going on. They can
Well,
see well
okay,
enough to
then you know
drive.
what? He fucking meant to kill him, and this dude's, Stewart dude's a piece of shit, and we need to go fucking string his ass up like he's, we
No,
need to
I'm not saying
crucify
that.
his fuck because, I don't know, you guys, Monday morning quarterbacks are really good, and if you've ever had a helmet on, right, and you've ever done shit with a full face fucking helmet on, and one of those fucking heavy ass suits strapped into something that is a 5-point harness, then come back and tell me how much you fucking see. Okay.
I'm not saying he meant to do it, Mule, but I am asking this. Why would you rev the motor and spin the tires beside the guy? What would be the purpose of that as a professional race car driver in the mud? Why in the hell would you do that?
You know what? I don't know. Who knows what the track surface? I mean, yes, there's more questions than answers. But so then, if we play by that rule, right? That because somebody thinks they hear his engine in a track full of fucking cars off of a cell phone, right? Then you're gonna tell me that by that variation he murdered this motherfucker.
No, I'm not even saying that because I don't think you really meant to do it.
On top of that, Chad, let me go ahead and throw this input in. When you slam on your brakes on a dirt track with those type of tires, all you do is slide.
I was going to ask that. I was going to ask.
To have control of your vehicle, you have to give gas. It's like riding in a jet ski.
Again, that's what I was going to ask because I don't even watch this stuff. I've never heard of either of these two people before this morning. So I was going to ask, on that track, would gassing the car be an effective way to,
control it? Yeah.
Yeah, trying to regain control rather than looking like you're spinning out of control.
Yeah, that's how those things drive. So it's unfortunate events. With that, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close that down because we spent enough time on that. Let's go on to who all knows about this St. Louis thing. Looks like we have a bunch of people out there talking about it, saying that the St. Louis, there's possible rioting, looting, tear gas is being shot, and this is all coming.
Continued tonight, but as of yesterday, there was a giant protest. They did have the cops out ready, expecting a riot. Why? Because these cops assassinated another black kid, this time in St. Louis, right? Why? Because he didn't fucking answer him. The cops are trying to say, oh, this kid jumped me, right? Fucking half a block from his grandma's house in broad daylight in the middle of St. Louis, right? Poor neighborhood of St. Louis, that this kid that was 1 minute walking down the middle of the street when the cop told him to get the fuck on the sidewalk, right, then turned around and jumped the cop, beat him up, and then ran for grandma's house, and that's why you had to fucking shoot him in the back 8 times? I'm amazed they haven't burned down fucking St. Louis.
One story said there was 2 kids and they were in some type of an altercation, and when the cops got there... No.
Yeah, well, this is the problem when we listen to the fucking, because like
we
the
don't know what went on.
Police comes out 5 minutes after it happened. While there were still witnesses there were people talking to the police.
Yeah.
Right, and talking to the fucking press.
Like a story I read said.
And the kid who he was walking with, if you go check in St. Louis right now tonight, you can go to the local news station and you can hear the kid that was walking with him. What his point of view is and what happened, right?
Uh-huh.
And it sounds nothing like what the cops have said.
Right.
Okay, and I can show you another instance of something that happened very similar in now I've not heard this in St. Louis, but it wouldn't surprise me, where cops are going around and confiscating cell phones, not giving a fuck about laws that they know are wrong.
Sure.
Okay, and that happened up by, that great liberal bastion, San Francisco. So who the fuck knows what's going on down in St. Louis? But they assassinated another fucking person for no other reason than somebody questioned their authority. And then just the other day, we hear from the PBA, right, the Police Benevolence Association, the fucking union of the cops, right, saying basically, because they were talking about the Garner situation, where they were saying that, you know what, if you question the fucking cops' authority, they might have the right to kill you. So I tell you, motherfucking cop friend and foe, try that shit with this 6-foot, 50-year-old pissed off motherfucker.
Word.
Okay? Because it ain't gonna end up like you're gonna shoot me in the face, motherfucker. And if you go grab me around the back to try a chokehold, both of us are gonna dance. I'm not gonna go quietly into that good fucking night.
Word. Shit. You don't have to be 50 years or 6 foot tall and 50 years old to get that pissed off either. They ought to know that.
No, and guess what? You know what? The reason why they keep doing it in the black community, because the black community has disarmed themselves by not agreeing with the fucking Second Amendment and thinking these fucking people have a goddamn your best self-interest at heart. Fuck you. The NRA was started to help the blacks. The blacks need to start arming themselves and coming out against this shit, because that's the only way it's gonna fucking stop.
That's right. Coleon Noir needs to get step up his
You
program a
ain't gonna
little
hear
bit.
from nobody like Coleon Noir, for all mad respect. But anyone that comes out in that kind of firebrand, they're gonna end up just like fucking Malcolm, just like Bobby Sands, just like the rest who were fucking killed because they were black men with guns. Why do you think fucking the almighty Gipper came out against guns, not only when he was fucking president, but when he was the fucking governor of California, was because the Black Panther Party picked up fucking firearms and said we need to start protecting our neighborhoods. And there was no fucking way in hell that America, white America, was ever going to let that shit happen.
You heard the latest on the shit with Reagan? That, what the fuck's his name? The guy that saved him?
Brady.
Brady, yeah. He died, right? Recently?
Get some.
They're looking to fucking charge Hinckley with murder because they're saying that, okay, here he dies, what, 25, 30 years later? How long's it been?
1984, 85, wasn't it? Maybe 83? No, it was 84, right?
Whatever.
March 30th, 1984, yeah.
Motherfucker lives this long, and they're gonna charge him with charge this guy with murder because they're looking real hard to try to fucking pin this head wound on Hinckley and call it that he died because of that. What, 84, 94, 2004, 30 fucking years later.
How long are we going to let this go? I mean, what is it going to take? Are they going to just be executing people in the streets, and will people still be sitting back going, well, they kind of deserve to be executed? I mean, what's it going to take?
Yes, Dad, you will be seeing that. You will see motherfuckers that are being lined up for speaking their goddamn mind and shot like dogs, and you'll see people clapping in the fucking background. That's America today.
I know.
Okay, why did he deserve to die? Because he was fucking 18 years old and black. That's why that kid in fucking St. Louis deserved to die. Why did that kid in fucking kid, 22 years old, grown-ass man, but also a kid. Why did he deserve to die in that Walmart? Because he was fucking black. That's the only goddamn reason I can find. Because I was in Walmart today playing with fucking airsoft guns and waving it around, checking it out.
Do you know what was
and nobody shot my ass.
Did you see the video? It was a customer that called the police. And he acted as a witness.
None of the customers walking in and out of that fucking store, and I was right out there on Broadway, right? If you know what it, the fucking long ones at a super Walmart. And I'm fucking scoping this thing out, aiming at shit on the wall, aiming at shit up at the ceiling, looking like I could have been crazy, right? But nobody fucking called. They saw an old man with an airsoft.
Oh, the other thing, St. Louis, did you hear the part about there was two kids, one of them tried to push the cop back in the car, and then there was one shot fired inside the car?
Well, you tell me how much fucking sense any of that story buys.
It doesn't make shit sense.
My common sense detector goes wild at stories like that.
Oh, that story is so fucking made up, it's unreal.
Do that. No 18-year-old thug. Fuck
going
you,
to college Monday?
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
No.
Just ain't gonna happen. Right?
Why would a kid like that
down like a dog in the middle of the fucking street? You better be glad you didn't do that up here and do it to my fucking kid. Right? Because there would have been a war that day.
And here to follow up on the lady that was walking down the fucking highway and a cop jumped out and fucking grabbed her, threw her down, beat the fuck out of her. She just got out of the hospital. And she is suing the cop and the commissioner. And that cop has been put on desk duty.
I saw that.
Yeah, nice. He's only been on the force for a year and a half, too.
For people who pretend to protect and serve, they sure do kill an awful lot of people.
No, they do not. They're not there to protect. I don't care what the fucking car says, because the Supreme Court already... The Supreme Court
already... They're there to protect and serve the state, not the people.
Exactly.
These are fucking stormtroopers.
Yep. They're not there to protect and serve us. They're there to protect and serve
right.
their masters.
Well, I just want to
Like
know
a
how
good,
long it's going to
like a
go
good
before it's
guard
open
dog.
war.
Like a good guard dog. It'll let you beat it plenty of times, and it'll still protect you if someone tries to get in the house.
Well, we're moving into dangerous times. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Very true, very true. So, let's go back on. Did rioting ever incur, or did it happen? I want to know a little bit more about that. I mean, is there video of any of this?
On which?
What is
Of
it?
that St. Louis riots or whatever it
No, it
was?
was a protest. They did not end up rioting. The police were afraid of a riot yesterday, right after. Well, they were afraid of a riot right after it happened because
Okay.
there were people screaming, "Kill the police!" Because people are fucking sick of this all over the country, and we need to stop worrying about what the color of this. You know, I would say black people in the community were saying it because it's a black community, right? But it's just they're fucking Americans. Those Americans are sick
That's
of
right.
being targets for our fucking, like you call them, for our Gestapo. And that's just what they are anymore.
Yeah, they
Stop.
just shoot and kill a kid in the middle of the fucking street, and then when people start bitching about it, what the fuck? First thing they did, grab the goddamn rifle and started fucking aiming it at people.
Now, do we have video of this kid being shot? I'd like to see that.
Not of the
None that
shooting
has
that I can
surfaced
find.
as of yet.
Oh,
Got
okay,
a
okay.
body.
They haven't. It took them over a day, almost a day and a half, for that poor ass, piss poor of an excuse from the cops to come out.
Yeah.
Right. So this is
Wow.
all bad. There's going to be no good coming from this.
Yeah, there's definitely no good coming from
You know?
that.
And the fucking people that are in charge, they're gonna fucking lie through their teeth because this kid was fucking assassinated. There's no way in hell you're gonna convince me, unless you have it on fucking videotape, that this kid pushed a cop. That an 18-year-old kid that just graduated high school in America today, 18-year-old black kid, is gonna push and try and fucking take a gun from a cop in a
right.
fucking car. Okay, that man that died in New York is what black men today know to do. That he didn't fight back. Okay, and he could have put that cop that was choking the fuck out of him through that plate glass window and
He
ended
should
all
have.
that bullshit. And he should have. I agree. But they've been trained and taught and cajoled into not fighting back, right? So there's no way in fucking hell this kid out of the blue, because the cop told him to get the fuck over to the side of the road, jumped him. Get a grip, dude. Who the fuck do you think you are to try and lie like that? And the fucking police chief comes out and acts like he's all well and good. That motherfucker's mooner white than I am. And I'm fucking pretty much invisible at times.
You white Irish bastard.
Fuck. You know? It's just fucking, and then they expect and people buy it. The cop said he jumped him. I believe it.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you believe? Where does your common sense eventually kick in?
Ain't it? Dumb fucks.
It doesn't. People love to worship their masters. That's why they've always got an excuse for after their masters have killed another slave, they can always justify the reason and pat their masters on the back for doing a good job.
Go lick the fucking boots.
Yep. All right, so unless there's any other news subject that you guys want to talk about, let's move on to why you guys got into guns and prepping.
Well, wait, we didn't get to Baltimore yet, dude.
Oh, yeah, Baltimore. Thank you. I appreciate that, Joe. Keeping me on track.
You got, I got a page here that says homicide investigating Saturday afternoon shooting in East Baltimore. A man was found fatally shot in an industrial area of East Baltimore Saturday afternoon, one of several shootings that happened in the city over the last 2 days. The shooting happened around 2:18 p.m. in the 4100 block of East Monument Street near a railroad overpass. The victim was a 34-year-old man, was found shot in the head, and paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene. Anyone with information has to call, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think
what
the
a story.
Yeah, I think the story the Thrill and Kill boys was talking about was a police officer killed a kid.
Yeah, here's more. There was a big advertisement in between here, and we see what it says here.
Okay.
All right. So Dangerous to Man just shared that now they're trying to say that that kid was shot over shoplifting, the kid in St. Louis. I'm going to have to read that, but he just posted it. Unarmed black St. Louis teen shot dead by white police officer over suspected shoplifting. So they're going to constantly try and change the if you've seen the game plan that they play over the past 10, 15 years, is they'll come out with one lie first, and then they keep lying. They'll change the story. Fucking flip it. 180, 90, 45 degrees, whichever way it plays for them at the moment, right? And then they lie to you until you either forget, because America only has a 5-second fucking attention span,
Yeah.
or, right, they end up putting it before a group of people who are not the peers of the in the place that it happened, but somebody within the county, the state, the city, or whatever, right? So they'll make sure they pick, just like they did all the way back to Rodney King. They'll make sure those cops, well, those white cops can't be accused of beating this black man too hard. We're going to call them innocent. Just like that homeless kid in California. Well, you know, those cops protect our safe lily white neighborhoods, so we're going to call those cops innocent of murder, even though you all saw the same motherfucking thing on tape. So, yeah. Anyway. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're going to start pushing out that story that, oh, my God, he shoplifted something. He shoplifted a $2 pack of gum out of the fucking convenience store up the block, and that's why that black man had to die. Fuck. That 18-year-old black black man had to die. And you know what? I go back and forth because I have my next door neighbor's an 18-year-old good kid who I hate thinking of him as black because he's just a fucking kid. Best friends with my fucking son. So to tell me that these motherfuckers have the right to shoot his ass because he fucking ran away from him? Fuck. I'll tell you what, if that shit would have happened, if you would have heard that shit happening in northern Illinois, there would have been a war started right then and fucking there.
Yeah.
And Mule, what you just said, I think I don't know this until it happens, but I think if once someone decides to take it to that level, they're not going to be alone. Because like you said, there's too many people out here that are sick and tired of watching this happen. And we're sick of the bullshit. We don't need your fucking story anymore. We know what's going on, and we're done.
Well, just look at how fast, you like you said, they said that they brought out the riot cops and people started hearing kill the police. Look at how fast those fucking cops showed up, right? It went from 1 cop to 20 cops to 40 cops to every fucking SWAT in that goddamn county within minutes and an hour, right? To where they were able to come in and put a total fucking lockdown on that shit. Right? Why? Because this is why they're doing it. They're wanting to provoke this shit to where you're going to end up with more and more incidences, and it surprises me we haven't had more and more incidences like the ones in fucking Vegas. Okay, and we still ain't heard from that whole Vegas bullshit about what these fucking cops did to deserve them fucking getting their heads blown off. Because I'll tell you what, they did something.
Damn right. Yeah, that wasn't random at all. That's bullshit.
Whoever assassinated those motherfuckers, whether it was those 2 fucking clowns or fucking whatever, people in fucking Hawaiian shirts, people wanted those 2 fuckers dead for a goddamn reason.
Hawaiian shirt sounds like a mafia.
It's not a fucking random act.
Like a fucking mafia hit.
And I get, this is the thing that bothers me the most about America today is fucking, I am not a goddamn genius.
But
and I can figure that shit out just by looking at it and going, common sense tells me.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you're thinking, and most people in America aren't. They're watching CNN instead.
Yeah, they're just listening.
Oh, that's what they told me. That must be the truth. I don't have to think about that.
Go watch cartoons, ain't it?
Can I make a suggestion, Chris?
Go ahead.
Should do some shout-outs.
Definitely. Should do some shout-outs. I didn't want to stop you guys in the middle of your amazing
Oops, wrong one.
arguments. You got a good argument going on. You don't shut something like that down. So let me go ahead and do some shout outs to the rooms. We got JQHL, Kansas Hillbilly Pepper. What's up, Kansas? Dangerous to Man. What's up, Dangerous to Man? American died 1913. What's up, brother? Smurf Killer 223, the third option. What's up, third op? Yo Mama 420 ification, I think that's what it says. QC Hemp 420, what's up, Jim? I see you're out there as well. Rebel Solutions, what's up, Reb? Camper Keith, PN NASCARs, Thrilling Killboys, Gator Red 157, JQHL, Optimus Android 26, and Wannabe Live 24, or Wannabe 24 Live, and High Desert Pioneer, and I'm back to an hour ago. What's up, everybody out there? Thank you for participating in with us. I appreciate. I've been reading a lot of your guys' inputs. You guys have good inputs and good points. So let's get on another subject. Did Joe actually? Did you read the one about the kid that was shot by the cops?
Actually, I wanted to get to telling you that. It doesn't say anything about a cop shooting a kid. It says that there were just two other men in that area shot and one stabbed fatally.
Oh, okay.
But
All right,
no
well,
cop
there's
shooting.
nowhere to be found. Then obviously there's nothing we can do, right, on that one. But so let me ask you guys this: we'll start this with Joe. Let me go ahead and throw it out there. What got you into prepping, Joe? What opened your eyes into really seeing what's going on the way it is, instead of being in what the media wants you to be in? What opened your eyes? What got you into prepping, and what got you into guns?
Okay, well, I was sitting here going through my mail one day, and now first let me say, I've always, wanted to have a little cash in the house, a little extra of this canned goods, and pantry. We have a large pantry to begin with, so I always like to keep it full, and I've been like that most of my life, right? But anyway, here one day I'm going through my mail and on the computer, and I opened this one thing from a thing that I subscribed to, and there was this ad on there. There was a video. It was like an hour long, and it was from Stansberry and Associates, and they showed they got into the disasters, different disasters, and Hurricane Katrina and all of that, and how the water went fast and the food went fast, and the food in the store could be gone in 3 minutes and all that stuff. It was a really, really compelling video, let me tell you, because my eyes opened like real quick, and I'm like, holy shit, we got to get stuff, So it was, number one, the first thing, the easiest thing for me to do was to get water here at the house right now, and then talk to my wife about it, show her the video, tell her what was going on, and, just try to get her to understand. And it didn't take long at all. She just, she saw right away and said, oh shit, man, yeah, what the hell's going on? So, ever since then, that was at, let's see, about January of 2012.
So that was just recently then.
Yeah, and then there was that whole December 21st, 2012 thing, and I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I actually remember sitting here in front of this fucking computer sweating, as the closer it got to December 21st, and I'm like, oh please, I hope the fuck nothing happens. We're not ready for shit, And anyway, we've been prepping steady ever since then, and we're getting there. We're not where we want to be, but we're a hell of a lot better off than we would have been if we had done nothing. If we had done nothing, we'd have been shit out of luck. Yep. We'd have had our 3 or 4 days worth of food. That'd have been it. We'd have had no water.
A piece of mail is what opened your eyes, huh?
Oh yeah. And the thing is, Stansberry and Associates. Now the thing is, all they were trying to do is sell me a fucking book for $27. But you get all kind of other books for free. But anything, and they'll come up with other things on investments and stuff like that. so and so. And if you look up Stansberry and Associates in the web on Google, there'll be a lot of people telling you about how they're a fucking scam and this and that. But I tell you what, for them being a scam, and they're damn good salesmen. They sure did me a favor in my eyes. As far as I'm concerned, they didn't hurt me at all. And one of these days, I might bite her $27 book.
All right, so now let me go down the line, and it looks like Jim's next. What opened your eyes, Jim? What opened your eyes into prepping and to be basically?
Yeah, I don't know about any defined moment, but I've always been one of those people that might have extra projects going where you'll do like the first step of a project and then you'll come back to it later. But you just know it's just going to keep laddering on. A progression of having many things going on at the same time. But I did work as a construction foreman, so you always had to have extra shit in your truck that this might come in handy. So you're kind of like trying to prepare, having extra accessories then. So I guess that kind of just led on to continuing to think about, well, I'm at the store, I might see something. Well, we really don't need it, but spend a couple dollars to have an extra one,
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as shooting goes, I don't know. When I was in college, they had a gun club there at college, and you go up there and give them a couple dollars, and they hooked you up with a 22 and 100 rounds, and it was kind of fun to do that every couple of weeks, go up there and shoot, and I guess that maybe started the bug, I guess.
Nice. All right, Mill, you're next in line. Oh, did we lose Mill?
Sorry,
Okay.
What was the question?
Question is, what got you into prepping? Like, basically, what opened your eyes that made you decide, hey, I need to start prepping, I need to start getting ready, and what also got you into guns?
Well, I guess it's hard to say because even back in the 70s, I knew a few survivalists, so I was always prepping some things. It just depended upon what I needed to prep for, right? I was always ready to either run into Manhattan and be at the center of the fucking, where the new kit, or head upstate or wherever you need to go. And the biggest preparation, it's been a mental preparation my whole life, right? And what got me into guns was I'm an all-American male, born here in the United States, grew up in violent stories from my family about their pasts, and then watching, black and white World War II movies and westerns, So I've always understood the power of a gun, and then the fact that you need to be responsible and respectful to that tool. So it's always found machines give me interest, and it's another machine that gives me interest as far as guns are concerned. And prepping, I'm surprised we've lasted as long as we have. I mean, think about it. We went through 50 years of a Cold War with nobody blowing each other up with nukes.
Yeah.
That amazes me, that in and of itself. And I've always been ready for the stupidity and inhumanity that man can, throw upon another human being. So, and man, I say as in the big overall picture of us as a species, not as just male.
Yep. Those are good points. What about, is G here? Is G back? No, we don't have G. All right, Chad, so questions to you now, brother.
Well, as I was telling you guys the other night, I mean, from a very young age, even 15, 16 years old, I have known what's coming. I've known about the New World Order. I've known the plan. And in my mind, I kind of was hoping that it was a lifetime away, that it was something that I wasn't going to have to deal with, but I knew it was coming. When this government faked the charade that people call Sandy Hook, that was my snap event that showed me that, hey, this isn't just a theoretical what-if type scenario. This is already started, it's real, and you are not prepared. And that's what made me decide to start selling off my motorcycles and investing in guns and getting training and learning some useful skills.
So you had a defining moment.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And then around the same time as when you got into guns as well?
Exactly. Like I said, about 4 months after Sandy Hook, I turned around and sold my CBR and took that money and started investing in guns.
All right. As for me, I I grew up shooting BB guns with my dad, being an outdoorsy kid. You know, my dad would take us hiking all the time and camping all the time. We shot BB guns, even though my father never owned a gun. And as soon as I turned 18, that was the first thing I thought to do was, man, I get to vote this year, and I get to go out and buy a gun. So I went out and bought a little 22 rifle that I still have. I want to say my prepping moment was when I realized that 9/11 was faked. That, you know, it really did blow up. I'm not saying it didn't blow up, but
Right. Yeah.
I realized it wasn't the story that I had been believing for so many years.
Right. Okay.
I want to say at least 9 years. And I woke up that day and I realized, man, we're a lot closer into doom and gloom than I thought. And I just realized, man, I need to have something set aside, because realistically, if something were bad to happen in my neighborhood, you know, not even I'm saying 9/11, I'm saying I live in earthquake country. You know, something like that were to happen, I could be screwed big time, you know, and how would I be able to provide for my wife? How would I be able to eat for myself? And I decided right then and there it was time to stop playing with, I had dirt bikes, I had RC cars, I had all this stuff, and I decided it's time to get serious and purchase some stuff that I know will, if I ever have to use them in the event of a disaster or any kind of event where you need to have supplies on hand, I wouldn't regret it having then. And if 50 years go down the line, I end up being one of those old guys who's got a bunch of stuff that I don't need, no harm, no foul. So,
Exactly.
but yeah, I just wanted to find out, you know, what was that event for everyone that decided on having them. They decided, all right, I need to put stuff aside. I need to prepare for something, a disaster or anything. You know, shit hits the fan. I know Chad likes to say shit's already hit the fan, but I'm talking about, you know, actually.
Yeah.
We're talking about a chaotic event, you know.
I think it's a great question to ask everybody, though, Chris, and even the people that are listening, you should ask yourself. I mean, the same question: what got you into this? And I'm sure there's people out there that are not into this yet. And what are you waiting on?
Yeah, what are you waiting on exactly?
Yeah.
Exactly. What are you waiting on? Look, let me go ahead and read a few of the guys out there, see what their responses are. It says, Camper Keith says, I've been prepping since I was a teenager. I'd never leave the house without my lighter and some extra papers. I wonder if Camper Keith was a pothead as well.
Good one, Camper Keith. You know what? I've been prepping for longer than that for that, too.
Yeah, he says, I'd never leave the house without my lighter and some extra papers. So, looks like JQHL's got a good news that we could be running on. See, anyone else? Anyone else in there want to go ahead and put out their story? I'll go ahead and read it out on the Dragon, but it doesn't look like anyone else has put anything else besides Camper Keith.
If you want to hit kind of a more upbeat kind of news story kind of stuff, what do you think about that spacecraft that rendezvoused with a comet, and then it's going to drop something on its surface? And then there's the other news story about somebody releasing information about a new type of engine that uses microwaves. And
you know, I haven't heard about any of those.
No?
Well, they had that spacecraft that were rendezvousing with this comet, and they got some really kick-ass high-resolution pictures of it. And
It's supposed to go around the sun with that thing.
yeah, it's going to follow the comet around the sun, so it can watch it erupt and gas out and do whatever comets do. So that's pretty exciting. That's
Yeah, that is pretty exciting. That'd be something really interesting to watch.
And then there's something else about something called the EM drive, and it uses basically you take a microwave generator like from your microwave and project the microwaves into kind of this truncated cone-shaped resonance cavity, and somehow it produces thrust. So the people that are like trying to develop this thing envision all kinds of applications for it, you know, that would be really impressive, like a brand new technology if it can move forward. But hell, the military's probably already had this shit for like 40 years. But what else?
Years, yeah. They've probably known about that for years. Yeah, that's both pretty interesting stories. You know, I'm into astronomy and stuff like that, so I have a nice little setup of telescope. Nothing special, but I have a nice little telescope, and I like to go out and look out every once in a while.
I don't know. Tonight's the full moon, or I would start with the super moon or something like that. So you should be some kick-ass pictures for people that have photo opportunities.
Yeah, definitely be some kick-ass pictures. Says American died 1913 says, when they got away with JFK, I saw the suck coming. I made it. I do not think it would take this long, but it's finally here. So that's when American died, said he started prepping, basically. Argentina activists reunited their stolen son. JQHL is putting out a bunch of great news for anyone who wants to go out there. Any of you watchers read his stuff. He's got some good news that he's putting out right now on our the YouTube chats, that is. I'm reading on the YouTube chats. I don't even know. I've heard people say that there's chats on the Google Plus as well. No? I don't know.
Well, I suppose there could be chats that don't go up on YouTube, but don't they show up on Google Plus? I guess I don't know.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So let's get back into some heated subjects that we were talking about earlier. I know you guys enjoy those a little more. What do you guys? What's your take on the whole entire event with that kid being shot? I mean, realistically, I know he doesn't deserve to be shot. The one that they coming up with this fake ass story, you know,
St. Louis.
the St. Louis one, yeah. You know, I realize that's a fake story, and
Yeah.
especially if it's flip flopping around, that even makes it even more fake when you can't keep the same story going. You know, why do you think we're having such events where these cops just feel like they can be justified to shoot anyone they choose to?
Because that's how they're trained anymore. They're trained to think of us, the people, as the enemy, and that's what they're trained to do. And it's their job, by the way. Their job is population control. Not right now, but tomorrow. The next.
What do you guys? What's your take on the whole entire event with that kid being shot? I mean, really popping around that he makes it even more fake when you can't keep the story going. Sorry, whoever's in the dragon, I had to mute you. Oh, he unmuted himself.
He's a Kansas man. I wanted my chance to come in and tell my story.
Oh, what's up, Kansas? Come in, tell your story, brother.
My biggest thing was, okay, I started prepping back after we got frozen in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They had a big ice storm, and it froze everything up, and they were closed, no electricity for 14 days. We were stuck in it. We had no electricity at all. We had no heat. We had no. We were just bundled up, and basically, we tried to make it with what we had. We had a friend accidentally stop in at that time and that brought some food at just the right time. Otherwise, we'd had nothing. So after that, I started prepping very viciously to make sure that this never happened again. Then after listening at one of the Obama speeches, it sort of woke me up because it was a speech it was a partial speech of like what Hitler said, and that scared the shit out of me, and so I got my guns and started getting my guns up, and just from there on, I've been prepping and trying to get guns.
So you had a defining moment, just like I did and Chad did. And
one thing that I often think of is that we talk week after week in here, but you know, does any of our concerns and our reasoning, etc., make it outside these rooms? You know?
Yeah. There's so many you don't realize, Joe. Look at how long I've been doing this, and how big the Green Dragon's become. You know, every one of these people reverberate off what we say, and they all go to tell somebody else.
Yep.
For every one we've seen in here, if we got 29 in here, then that means 60 somewhere is going to hear about it.
Take it even a step further. I mean, if you just pull the people off the panel right now and you looked at their individual YouTube channels and you totaled the audience we collectively share, not to mention Facebook, Twitter, all the other junk, if you looked at the reach, is what it's called in marketing, if you looked at the reach we collectively have, we have more reach than NBC or CNN or ABC or any of that stuff that no one's watching anymore because everybody's watching these now.
Okay, well that's good. That's good.
And not just, I don't mean they're just watching us. I mean they're watching people they connect with. Right, exactly.
Double
They're
Seven,
watching real people. Yep.
and real people. They're watching people that want to do something.
Right, that's what I mean.
And try to tell the truth. They want the truth. They're tired of hearing all the rigmarole and roar from the president, or they're tired of all the BS from everywhere else.
Then they know there's a corporate agenda, a government agenda. Everybody's got an agenda. They realize that. And so by going directly to real people, you get more of the story, as Paul Harvey would say. You get the rest of the story without the agenda.
Exactly. And the thing is, in here, it's a bunch of friends trying to help each other out understand, because it's hard to work through. Not everybody's on our side. Not everybody agrees with us.
Yeah.
We have a whole bunch out there that are blithering idiots that are following Obama like, oh, yes, like the guy on, what's his name? That one TV show, or it's an internet show, or, where they are. Trying to think of them. Anyway, they follow, and they're on Obama's side. They say there's nothing wrong with the world. But you know what? If they ever step out of their office and get a real look, they'd find out.
Joe, that's one of the things I like about the Green Dragon, is that everyone I've ever met through the Green Dragon is open-minded, intelligent, has their own point of view, their own take on things, and they honestly want to know what's going on. And that's something that we all share. And so I really appreciate every one of you for being strong enough to be honest and not being scared to ask simple questions like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like a shooting. There's no excuse. When I was an officer, you couldn't do that. You couldn't go out and shoot somebody. You had to, you had to have fucking reason. You had to have probable cause. You had to have, if the guy didn't have a gun in his hand, then they had no right to shoot.
Well, they had to plant one on him because, it was against, the rules to shoot innocent people, whereas now they can shoot you right on their own dash cam and not even care because they're allowed to do that.
They coaxed him out, told him he was safe. You walk out and bam! Then let their dog chew on him a little bit. It's getting where it's what they want is us against the police. They want a civil war. They want us to pull out, so they give these police all this equipment and give them all this gung-ho stuff to go get us, and now they're out there getting us, and they figure it'll cause a civil war if they push hard enough.
I know
and
that's what they want. I know that is what they want, and I know that's the plan. But on the other side of it, there's more of us than there is of them, and why don't we give it to them? If they want a war, like John Rambo said, don't push it or I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Sorry about this. I hate to break in, but I just caught somebody else hit me up with, there is rioting going on in St. Louis right now.
Good. Burn that shit to the ground.
They need to be some rioting. There needs to be people out there standing up. That's what I've been saying. We all need
about to stand time. Get it back.
Who's close to St. Louis? Who do we have that's on the Dragon that's close to St. Louis that can get out there right now and start broadcasting?
I can't get there.
Nobody anymore. We used to have some back in the day, but we don't anymore.
We got St. Louis right
closer to Kansas City.
We can get a hold of him. Because he always came in.
Who?
St. Louis Ray Edwards.
Yeah, he's not in St. Louis anymore. That's the problem. That's who I was thinking of. And he's not. He lives. He needs to change his name to Kansas City Ray Edwards.
Yeah. Well, we could. Well.
It's all right. I mean, if there's
St. Louis is trending. Yeah, you're right. Shit is. Oh wow. Okay, I see now. Okay.
yeah, how do we stop it, you guys? I mean, what do we do realistically? How do we change the minds of the mass to where
How
people
do you change the minds of the masses? You get out there, you start from the home base, you get all the people around you that you can get, and you spread everything. I mean, even if it's go out, copy off all the crap we talk about, and then send it to every person in your town.
Well,
And
how do
let
you?
them know what they see. Let them
Oh shit.
send back a comment on what they think.
Guys, there's tanks. They got military tanks deployed against citizens in St. Louis 7 minutes ago.
Chad, you got a link?
I'm getting this off Twitter. If you look on Twitter, St.
I don't
Louis
have
is
Twitter.
trending.
I don't have a Twitter account. That's my
Well,
problem.
I could tell you how we can get people all together. You know, do away with 230 some odd years of people hating other people. Do away with mankind's eternal hatred of somebody of the other, somebody with different colored skin. Okay.
Motherfuckers. The police are tear gassing the people holding this visual right now. God damn it.
Fuck.
Why does this surprise anybody?
They need for
It
the
doesn't
backup.
surprise
The
me.
people,
They're trying to show who's tough.
I hope the people have some backup.
Pushing.
Dude, the people don't. You know what? They've effectively, except for the criminal element, and unless the criminal element stands up to the people, to these cops, right? Nothing's going to happen. Why? Because they've effectively disarmed through propaganda and all kinds of bullshit the black communities across America.
Yep.
That's
right?
why people
And
need to
sure. What was
and
that?
don't worry about them. You know, you just got to keep going. I don't know. There's not a lot of people out there that can do that.
Well, why do you think they're not doing? Why do you think they're not shooting down white kids in poor white trash neighborhoods and trailer parks and shit?
They are. They
Not
killed that one kid just for a little gun in his hand. He had that
but that's dude, they're not assassinating them like they do in you know, urban areas, black neighborhoods all over this country.
Oh no, not near.
They're not doing that. Why? Because if they did that in a fucking trailer park around here, most of the trailer parks I've ever rode through, lived in, or had friends in, right? You shot that kid, there'd be 50 guns pointed at you, and that motherfucking cop would have been dead before he got out of his goddamn car. Right?
Yeah.
Or he would have shot down the 18-year-old kid that everybody in the neighborhood knew, and they would have shot him. Right? But they've effectively disarmed most of the black communities in America through propaganda and bullshit, right? And they keep making people think through the NRA's own actions, but in the past, right? The NRA is like a psychotic organization in times. It was started to help black people get armed so they could protect themselves under the Second Amendment, right? That's what its original intent was, right?
Yep.
And then it expanded, but then in the 60s, right, everybody's been fed this black propaganda that the big black man's coming to take your shit, right? And they eventually molded them into being, they even believe that bullshit, right? So that's when the Panthers came out with their guns. It scared the black community. It scared the white community, and that's where the NRA started all of a sudden becoming an anti-gun organization. That's why they let, right, the whole 68 Gun Control Act go through, and you know, and all that shit. Why? Why for the past 40 years have they not been a pro-Second Amendment organization until the last 5 maybe? And even then, they're not jumping in on everything.
Wow. I like this right here, guys. Whites and blacks coming together in St. Louis. It's about time.
I hope so. I hope so. We come to. I can't wait till we finally understand that we're Americans.
Word. Yeah, they're setting shit on fire. They're breaking down.
Guys, look at the Christians. We're pretty soon. If you believe in God, you're gonna be screwed. And that's just
true. Yeah, if you're Christian, you're on the list.
You're on their list, and that's a fact. And the thing is, Christian persecution is about to begin right here in the United States, and it's going to get even worse.
That's true.
The thing is, these guys out here doing this shit are probably most likely some of the ones the government's hired to do it.
Yes. Yep.
they got something on them that they can do whatever they tell them to do.
Yeah, I'm looking on all my local newses, and I don't see any of that.
That's because, well, like this person here's saying, local news feeds shut off in a lot of areas as they try to downplay the looting. Thank God for social media. By the way, Mike Brown was the name of the gentleman that was murdered in St. Louis. So, in death we have a name. His name is Mike Brown.
Mike Brown?
Mike Brown.
God.
Motherfuckers.
They're undercover officers. However, that is happening right now. I can see that about 100 feet away from me. Still no information being provided officially by St. Louis County Police. I think things are too much in flux, very fluid tonight, and they're not prepared to pass on any information at this hour. We're going to gather as much as we can with reporters in different areas here, seeing different scenes. At this point, a couple of people backing out and perhaps heading to another location. That's what I can tell you at this hour. I'm glad you were able to talk to Pastor Ewing. I've been in touch with him last night and today. I saw him, I met him at the vigil, and he is definitely sending a message of peace, of nonviolence. I also spoke on the phone to a young man who identified himself as Whitney Montgomery, the founder of a group called New Generation Youth Organization.
Well, that's a little piece of what's going on in St. Louis on the local news, and I can't show you this to you guys, but this woman is fucking ancient. She is not a newscaster. May have been 20, 30 years ago. And of course, they're pushing the story that, oh, we can't take care of this ourselves. We have to let the police investigate themselves. We can't have rioting in the streets. Fuck them.
Got news for you. That's not what the people are saying. The people, there's actually 167 tweets per minute on St. Louis right now. So the people are not standing for this.
Well, they have SWAT out there right now. She was just describing how she was watching tactical officers getting ready. Yeah. So
yeah, it's gonna get bloody.
They say Walmart looks.
Oh, officer down. Hold on.
Working on the subject.
You hear that? Officer is down. Been beaten at Taco Bell.
Whoops.
And there were many.
It's time for me to get a Twitter account.
Trying to mourn the death of this young man. Some of them.
Yeah, they say it's going down right now in St. Louis 43 seconds ago.
As I understand it was.
I'm watching MK Electric, MKA Electric or whatever. If you don't know who he is, he's got a chat going on right now on his own website, and he's showing.
Spoke to the father of a young woman yesterday. Her apartment overlooked the
whoever's in control put a spur on it.
Complex. And I know that the police, Ferguson police had been urging the complex to, all the apartment complexes here to install security cameras. But the Canfield Green Apartments has not yet done that. And so they are turning to individuals who might have home video, phone video that they could provide as they conduct this investigation. This is not a fast process. It is going to take time, and patience. And a lot of these young people tonight simply have no patience.
Yeah, and the chief was also saying that it will be a thorough and fair investigation, and once it is completed, it will be.
County had a report of an officer down that has been beaten.
Understanding that the FBI can step in and do its own investigation of what they call
Security. I don't even think Homeland Security would
and
come.
that's something that they are trained to do and have done in the past. Whenever there was some question about how a law enforcement officer used his weapon, used his power as a law enforcement officer. So there are avenues and levels of investigation in our country to handle this kind of situation, and we have not heard from the police officer, and of course his name has not been released. We don't know his side of this story, and I have heard from a couple of people who are married to retired police officers or themselves are retired officers, and they we are certainly saying, well, wait a minute, folks. Here, we don't know what happened. We don't know.
He's on their side.
It was legitimate.
Hey, the propaganda machine is, they're going to lie for whatever they feel is in the best interest of their community. They don't give a fuck if this cop jumped out of the car, said, fuck you, nigger, and shot him in the back of the head, right, in front of everybody. They don't give a fuck. They're going to make it seem like, the cops are going to do everything they want.
Yep.
You know? And they're going to lie and cheat and steal because those are the people that pay their fucking salaries.
That's so fucked up.
And the highway patrol would be approved and need additional help. This is normal procedure for a higher.
There, it's on that cop's head.
An officer is involved in some kind
The governor has issued a state of emergency for St. Louis County.
In the Metro East, in that side of the river. So it is something that people simply have to have some patience for as these officers and detectives go about their work. And certainly yesterday at the scene, there were
people out there.
At least a dozen county detectives that I spotted. They were interviewing people, they were asking for video, they wanted to talk to people and to find out what they might have seen, what actually happened at Newtown yesterday.
Yeah, it is my understanding that the police officers on the scene were doing their best to protect the integrity of it.
Gas station set on fire.
That's right, and that is it's a very painful explanation.
Damn.
They were unable to remove his body immediately, and that's because they needed to gather evidence, they needed photographs, they needed measurements, and this was a long process. I was covering a story in Grand City last weekend, and they called in the Illinois State Police crime scene investigators, where there had been a police shooting, and the suspect in that case was taken to surgery, but we believe it was threatening police officers. So, they mark off where they find pieces of evidence, they photograph that, measurements. These are all part of normal crime procedures to be sure that you have accurate information, as accurate as you can, because once that scene is disturbed, all that is gone.
Yeah, Jay Nixon has declared he must be the governor or whatever, but he's declared a state of emergency in St. Louis, so they're going to call in the guard.
Video from the St. Louis County, from the Ferguson police vehicle.
The car would turn around and march the other direction.
By the store.
There is no dash cam video in Ferguson police cars, so nothing of that sort is available. And I believe
the address is 8023
across the road, so it might.
I don't see him in the
So I just want to add something in. Maybe you guys didn't hear it.
Was recorded during the incident, or maybe
But there's no video dash cam. Just saying.
How convenient.
Right? Shocker. Let me get back to it.
Of course not.
Investigation. Some people suggest that there is some of that video around it. I have no way of knowing whether or not what I heard today was at all truthful about that, but I know that kind of video, and I
Not eluding the shoe carnival.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Stand by, Betsy.
The Walgreens at West 4th and Lucas Hunt. 1089 status check.
I'm not sure exactly where this location is, but I imagine.
Is that the Walgreens?
This is a Walmart on West Florissant. A Walmart on West Florissant. And I understand my colleague Chris Higgins is on the scene there. And Chris, is there looting taking place at the Walmart now?
Yeah, here's true. Exactly what I say, because I have not been able to confirm anything for sure yet, but I can't tell you right now. And we may have to run very quickly because officers are starting to move with a sense of urgency out in front of this Walmart. What we have been told is that earlier that the employees were forced to take shelter inside the Walmart, and then the cops, the police officers who had responded on the scene were then surrounded by looters and called for immediate backup. Again, this is all second, third-hand information. Had become surrounded and feared for their safety. There was an immediate presence called
They're going to.
officers that were actually south of our location when that call came in, and then probably 24 county police and various other police.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, some of the comments are kind of hilarious, but
Can anybody hear me?
yeah, Joe.
Okay, thanks.
Well, I tell you what, we definitely got going on tonight.
Yeah, they've issued, the governor's issued a state of national emergency, so that, you know, they're going to be calling in the guard.
Oh Lord.
But they are burning it to the ground.
They got their right to do that. People are pissed. They're tired of it.
Get it. To the ground, St. Louis. If you're out there listening, red team go to the ground.
You know, tear down that fucking arch.
Keep marching. Don't stop. Don't let them bastards push you around.
Now, it's funny. Here we were talking about what got us into guns and prepping, and as you see, the world around us is going into this. If this wasn't happening, well, then maybe you all might be just fucking crazy. But since it is happening, maybe you guys are smart.
We're tin hat conspirators here.
Yeah, it should be a tin hat celebration, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you got there?
Ha! They like that.
Ooh.
I just told them, like I said, to the ground, St. Louis. Red team go.
We're on West Fourth, and so we made it about a mile and a half further south, about halfway between 270 and 70. All we saw along the street were people on the assumedly local residents just standing out on the street watching. We did not witness any particular looting. In fact, it was kind of a surreal feeling. You had all these people on the streets. We drove past the AutoZone that had been looted. And you
got your camera.
Out in the street,
get all of this on camera.
Where the traffic was. When emergency vehicles came, people got out of the way and moved, allowed them to move through freely. So just a very surreal situation up here, really between the area between Chambers and 270 along West Florissant Road. Shirley?
Chris, I realize you may not have an answer to this question, but I have to pose it anyway in regards to the officer who was injured. Any idea the extent of his injuries, how he's doing, which jurisdiction he's from?
Oh, they're real worried about him, huh?
I think that a lot of the officers...
And that's how the family of the dead kid's doing.
They're just
How are they feeling tonight?
The shoe carnival right now. They moved up over the top of the hill. It's my understanding, and this is from our sources for the newsroom that have conveyed to me, and obviously the information is extremely sketchy right now.
I hit up a few police scanners. Chris has got his phone up. You know, shit's going fucking raw in St. Louis, okay? Yep. And now the media is already feeding bullshit, right? Because they're talking, like, as we just saw, I heard on other things, that the supposed riot in the Walmart, as you see, where a bunch of cops showed up, not so much a riot, right? Mm-hmm. But there's other places where shit's burning. Right, and they're not going to show that on. They might talk about it, but they're not going to show it. Why? Because they're worried about this spreading, right?
And Neil, that's the beauty of.
They don't want people to stand up. And the thing is, we got to get this out there because people need to stand.
Well, here's part of our problem with not learning from fucking history, right? What do you think that? How do you think there were riots up in fucking Detroit and in New Jersey in the '60s? The same way, a riot started somewhere else, a killing started somewhere, and all of a sudden you'd light off all these areas because they all have their own, right, grievances against the police. I mean, seriously, the people of Dayton right now could be doing the same. Neighborhoods in Dayton could be doing the same thing. The ones in Staten Island could be doing the same thing. And when it's starting here in St. Louis, there's nothing saying it's not going to happen. right? And those of us that have been alive long enough, or have also seen and learned from history, learn that's what's happened here in the U.S. They got lucky with the Rodney King riots, that it didn't spread nationwide.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't talk about there were flare-ups, okay, because then they were able to control shit and they knew they needed to. So they didn't let known that there were flare-ups at the same time as Rodney King all over the fucking country. It just didn't get crazy like it did in Cali. You know? So on this kind of thing, who knows? Like you said, you just clicked into Twitter, Chad, right?
Yeah.
And you were all confirmed. I got to turn down this West St. Louis thing.
Neil, that's what I like about Twitter is I don't have to listen or depend on one source. I have millions that are on the ground in the spot. Not all of them, but most of them. You can pick and choose your information from a multitude of sources rather than just CNN. And these are real people with no agenda to push. That's not true. Some of them are fake people with an agenda to push, but for the most part, using your intuition, you can tell who's legit, you know. And it's in real time, by the way, which is good.
Yeah. And I'm listening to the West St. Louis police scanner right now. West St. Louis County police scanner on the at a turn of town.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I learned about portable police scanners back in the day when I was doing dastardly deeds, right? And now you can get them on your damn phone. So
yeah.
You can listen to everything that's going on in an area that you want to and find out some of the truth, because, you know, even though some of their tactical channels are blocked, most of their standard ones aren't.
This is true, and you can listen from both channels, whether you're listening from a police band, you know, scanner type thing, or you're listening to the people on the ground via Twitter. You know, that's the value of Twitter, is that you're directly hearing from people that are on the ground. And it's just lighting up. I mean, this is, wow.
Yeah, yeah. And believe me, people are tired of getting, you know, I mean...
Good.
They're
it's
tired
about
of getting
fucking time.
Killed, right?
About time.
They're tired of getting fucking killed. I mean, how can you blame him? This kid was starting college on fucking Monday. That's where the whole argument about, oh, he jumped this cop is fucking straight bullshit. And then to tell me there's no cop cam, there's no whatever, fuck. In this day and age...
And Monday's in 20 minutes.
And boom, there it is, 50 seconds ago. Well, would you looky here, St. Louis is causing the first M1A1 Abrams tank to be used domestically against none other than ourselves.
Yeah, I'll bet there's MRAPs down there right now, too. Plenty of them. All kinds of gunned up. Oh, we're only going to use them for parades. Yeah.
Parade, indeed.
But you got UN sub on side.
No, it has West St. Louis County Police on the side. That's all it's got on the side. It ain't got UN. It's got Police, St. Louis County.
Wow. Well, that's when you pull out the grenade launcher.
Well, we were talking about that last night over on G-Webs' thing last night when we were talking about NFA items. And, you know, one of them is destructive devices. And we were talking about it, and everybody starts hemming and hawing. And I'm like, fuck you, I want a goddamn RPG. If I can afford the motherfucker, I want a goddamn RPG.
Yeah.
Why? Because they got fucking MRAPs. Okay?
Damn.
Why do I want
what I like to see right here, though.
When the Second Amendment was written, it was written about military arms.
Yeah, fucking people could own a cannon. That was the biggest gun you could have at that time. Guess what?
Yeah, I want a cannon.
Nuke? Fuck yeah, if I could afford it, I want a fucking nuke. Fuck all y'all.
This is Germany, 1933 all over.
You got tactical
Hey
nukes.
I gotta be getting going soon, so if someone wants to stay in and still continue on this breaking news, I have to get going. I have to get up early in the morning for a job that I have to do tomorrow. So.
Alright, see you, Chris. I'm still here. Well, I'll turn it off when I'm ready. I'm the fucking owner. I can lock it whenever the hell I feel like it.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate that, Meal. Great stuff tonight, you guys. Really great stuff tonight.
Good
So I
check,
have to
Chris.
get out early, but I have to really wake up early. I have a big job tomorrow, so.
I'm not worried about it. I'll let Stinger, HDP, and Rebel give you shit over at Prospect. Don't worry.
Oh, they will.
They will.
They will.
Oh, of course they will. Go
So.
knock yourself out.
All right, guys.
See you, Chris.
I'll see you later.
Chris.
Have a good one.
You too.
Well, let me take this quick break here while Chris is splitting to do some shout-outs real fast. Right, because there's going to be a lot of shit going on, especially in something like this.
Yep.
Right, and guess what? You know, you're going to get to everybody that's listening, you're going to get to see it all on YouTube, okay? Joel's Quantum Heart Logic is putting out a whole bunch of videos, right? He just put one out. So he's sharing the videos. Thrill and Kill, let me just go ahead and ramble off. All right, Joel's Quantum Heart Logic, Thrill and Kill Boys, Save American Liberty, Third Option, QC Hemp 420, Kelly M, Tactical Tony 702. Tony, come on in here, bro. You too, Third. I mean, I understand that people are going to use this as an excuse to get free shit, but you cannot deny the fact that they have the right to be angry, and we all do. Right? We all do. We all have a right to be fucking angry. Whether it's an excuse to get a free fucking Xbox, which I don't agree with, right? I don't think they should burn down the fucking neighborhoods that they live in. But they don't know how to fucking lash out correctly. They've never been taught how to do that. There's no fucking black militia in St. Louis to where they could line up and deal with the cops on their own fucking level.
Yup, and Mule, I just said on Twitter, the dogs of war only speak one language. Talk to them, St. Louis.
Yeah, so what's going to be? Unstructured fucking chaos because they have no place to put their fucking rage, right? What should be done when a tank hits the streets of fucking St. Louis, the people should come out there and stand to those tanks. But what do the American people do these days? Hide up behind their fucking windows and film that shit and put it on YouTube.
I'll be right back.
So what happens? These people have unfucking controllable rage. And what are they going to do? They're going to destroy their own fucking... They're going to shit where they eat. And they're going to steal from the same people that give them fucking jobs. Why? Because they have no way of fucking focusing that anger. Because nobody's down there fucking directing them in the right way.
Yeah,
why do you think the fucking federal government for the past 40 years has worked damn hard at destroying the fucking Black Panther group? Why?
But the damnedest thing is that they put a tank on there. That's a fucking tank for people of the United States of America. We're fucking American citizens.
Here's what we're going to hear, dude. The same thing we're hearing even in the own chat, okay? What are these motherfuckers doing? They're out stealing sneakers, burning down shit that places that they live in, and they're taking fucking TVs and fucking Xboxes, right? Yeah. That's what's going to come out of this. It's going to, you know what, the fucking kid getting killed is going to fly under the bus because this uncontrolled rage is going to explode, just like most riots do, and there's going to be wanton, chaotic destruction because that's what happens in a mob environment when there's no fucking structure. And they do everything they can.
I mean, they need to stand, but they need to stand right in front of the fucking people. And
but they don't know how to do that, dude, and they've been on the fucking sharp, pointy end of the stick for a long time. Okay?
That's what we
if
need
they
to
stand
do
up, they get poked, right? If they stand up, they get fucking tear gas thrown into them. Look a little back in Twitter, and you'll see that it wasn't them burning fucking gas stations that started this. It was the cops coming out and throwing tear gas to disperse crowds.
Yep.
That's what starts the fucking riot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially when people have every right to be pissed off. If there's ever a reason to be pissed off, this is it.
But I mean, to go out and fucking shoot a kid, I don't give a fuck what. The guy didn't have a fucking gun. He's getting ready to go to college. Everything else, just because of fucking color of his skin, I guess, would be the best choice, what they shot him for. But that's bullshit.
It is. And people need to stand up. It's going to take this. You know, I understand what Mule's saying about, you know, yeah, a lot of people are going to riot and loot because of, you know, they don't give a shit about the circumstance. They've just taken an opportunity. I get that. But the people who are truly angry, and I understand that too, and they need to lash out. They need to do something. I mean, that's what all of us should
all
be
need to
doing.
do something. It's called stand up. But the thing is, we need to teach them how to do it.
It's too
We
late to
all
teach
we're
them.
out here preaching.
Here's the deal, Kansas. Everybody that's tried to teach them gets shut down, gets called something else, gets attacked by the feds, right? The fucking Black Panther Party. They could have united the black community at least in a way, at least enough to be able to protect themselves like they fucking did back then. And what happened? The FBI infiltrates them. They do everything they can to destroy them. Right? Just like militia groups in white neighborhoods. If this happened in a white neighborhood, right, and a militia did come out, do you think they would not be losing their fucking mind over that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no structure, and that's what we need to do. We need to have people down there getting those people together and say, no, don't riot. Don't ruin your shit. Attack those motherfuckers behind those shields.
Word. Exactly.
Right?
Know your enemy. Know your enemy.
Yeah, anybody hear that deal about Congress? Asshole from California introducing a bill to restrict civilian ownership of, body armor.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
and that's just, again, that's another fucking way of them controlling it. Of course, they don't want body armor on civilians because that gives reciprocity of arms, right? Same reason why they don't want us having, why they want NFA items, why they want all these things, because they don't want us to be equal with them and stand there. Look what happens when they do. The Bundy Ranch.
Yep.
Okay, they back the fuck down because they know if they start shit while the American people are armed, we will shoot fucking back. Why did they do that to those people in fucking St. Louis right now? Because they're not standing on that line armed and say, we want this fucking cop's head. We want his ass in jail until you finish investigating. We don't want his ass at home on a desk collecting fucking vacation pay. We want this cocksucker in general pop.
Word.
Okay? Just like any other motherfucker who just shot somebody 8 times in the fucking back.
Exactly.
So and that's never going to fucking happen, right? Why? Because they've destroyed the black community enough to where these people are so unorganized they can't get themselves together to protect their own. And they've got them so fucking believing that the cops are their fucking masters that a fucking 6'5", 300-pound black guy will let some other motherfucker choke him to death on a street corner over fucking cigarettes.
Yeah. God damn it.
Okay, I just checked the TV.
But you're going to hear, and here's what you're going to hear. They're going to, just like that we were just looking at where they're showing, they're fucking protecting a Walmart.
Yeah. Don't protect
They're not
people.
showing you on fucking TV the shit that's going down that the cops are doing and the people are doing at the point of fucking happening. No, they don't show that shit no more. They hide out in Walmart parking lots and talk about how a couple of people stole groceries from here.
I just checked all of them.
Show the fucking cops beating people with fucking riot shields and goddamn sticks and then throwing tear gas and rolling out a fucking tank. What does a tank do? How do you do crowd control with a tank with anything other than fucking canister? What are we gonna turn fucking West St. Louis into goddamn Fallujah? We're gonna burn that bitch to the ground? What the fuck? And America's going to sit by and go, it's all their fault. Look, they shit where they eat. Look, they fucking did this just as an excuse to get a new goddamn fucking Xbox. And all excuse and wipe under the table the fact that cops are killing black kids at a fucking unprecedented level. Not seen since Jim Crow.
And anybody who's in that Walmart, you need to get out. SWAT's on the way. They're coming.
You guys, you gotta realize, you gotta stand up to the fucking cops. Just stand in front of them, lay down on the fucking ground. Don't move.
Shoot those motherfuckers!
Yeah,
There's already enough victims in this fucking world. Start standing up and being men, being fucking human beings. Stop fucking letting people push you around. Fuck that. Shoot those bastards right where they fucking stand.
Yo. Lay down, they'll fucking shoot you.
I agree with Mule 100%.
I do agree with you. Fuck right. If you lay down, they'll fucking just shoot you and say that you were doing something.
That's right.
True.
You look at more than enough precedent. Look at Occupy Wall Street. Look at Kent fucking State. Okay,
Yep.
they will look at the fucking situation that's lighting this bitch off now. They will shoot unarmed people. Who don't they shoot? Armed people.
That's right.
When they imagine that you're armed, they will bring a SWAT team to your fucking house with 40 guys to get one dude. Just like they did that today. They confiscated a fucking domestic violence victim's guns today in New Jersey. Why? Because he had guns and he had reloading equipment, and they called him an imminent danger to his neighborhood. He didn't do anything wrong. He called the cops because his wife fucking stabbed him.
Yeah.
Four shots.
They steal all his shit because illegal shit. Every single bit of what he had was fucking perfectly legal.
4 shots and fired.
Yeah, 4 shots fired at Walmart 49 seconds ago.
Fuck.
They're lighting it off. If you're in that Walmart, get out. They're coming.
You're in Walmart. Get your asses out of there. You can hear us.
Shit, this kind of crap keeps going on. We might get shut down because guess what? The Green Dragon was the fucking headquarters to the revolution. They weren't saying, oh, wait until King George says it's okay. You know what they did? They stood up and fought. When there was people coming to steal their guns, when the fucking governor of Massachusetts told the redcoats to go get guns, what did they do? They stood on Concord and fucking Lexington and shot at the motherfucking police, the motherfucking man, the redcoat, whatever name you want to put on them, they're all the fucking same.
Anonymous, Op Ferguson, go, go, go. God damn. Shut it down. Shut down the police scanners. Anything you can do, shut it down.
Don't go for your
You know why it had to come to this? Because that fucking stupid excuse that they fucking put out there. The first one, I guess there's another one out already, right? We say there's always going to be multiple stories, right? They're starting to already drop the he was jumping the cop thing to where he shoplifted something.
Oh, they changed that shit already, huh?
Even if he shoplifted something,
this bitch in the bud right away was doing just what I said. If they'd have fucking hooked and cuffed that fucking cop right then and there, took his ass to jail, and booked him on murder, and let him stand trial just like any other motherfucker, not in a goddamn uniform for that shit.
Place him under personal arrest.
Guess what? There would not be a riot going on in fucking St. Louis right now.
No.
I want to shout out Audrey Lee. I'm so grateful there's people like this. She says, a note, I, a white girl, say we because this isn't a white versus black thing. It's a we the people versus tyranny.
That's right.
Exactly. Tyranny, that's what we're facing, people. You need to stand up.
They better hope it doesn't spread. They really better. They better hope this fucking attitude and
it's already spread, Mule. The gas station's on fire, and now
no, I don't mean in that community.
Oh, okay.
I mean outside of that
across the nation, and I really wished it would.
Even though New York City has more cops than most fucking countries have soldiers, there ain't enough. And I'm telling you, cops out there right now, any of you who called yourself good guys, right, that have been letting the bad guys get away with shit, it's going to come to an end someday, right? Understand something. The Nuremberg trials dealt with people like you who said you were just following orders or protecting your line. And they found that those things are not excuses for doing what you're doing.
Apparently,
so understand that. The police in this country need to come to the awakening that there are not enough of you. You don't have enough guns. You don't have enough drones. You don't have enough MRAPs. You don't have enough fucking Abrams tanks. You don't have enough to fucking to do anything about Iraq. What makes you think you were going to do anything about the United States if you started off? There are more people here and more people pissed than there were in either one of those countries, and we did not win. We haven't won a war since World War II. So for all our military might talking about we're a bunch of fucking winners, we haven't won shit. Okay? And we didn't really even win in fucking Gulf War I. We just kicked them out of fucking Kuwait, which is about all we should ever do. But don't think we've won a fucking war. And we wouldn't war. You guys, you cops, you soldiers, you whatever, would not win against the American people. I don't care how big your shit is. It just wouldn't work. So, you know what? Arrest your cops next time you see them do stupid shit like this, and you'll save your fucking city. You'll save your cops' lives. You'll save a lot of things if you just did the right thing from the beginning.
The police are now hiding. They're losing.
That sounds like shit that they did in L.A. Is the cops disappear. The cops go into hiding.
Hey, hi, Desert.
What's up, HD?
Hey, I just wanted to come in and see before you got black bagged here, so.
Hey, buddy.
It ain't no shit, HTP.
You might not get black bagged. They just might come in full force after this.
Bring it! Bring it!
But let's make sure we do it live on air, though.
Fuck it, we'll do it live!
It wouldn't surprise me, dude. Because seriously, because enough is enough, you know? And I mean it.
Yeah.
You know, enough is enough on this bullshit. You know, that kid, I'm not kidding. My son's best friend lives right next door to me, is that kid, right? He's 18. He's going to be a senior in high school next year, right? My son is 17. He's a white version of that kid. You know? So how can somebody not get pissed off? And I'll tell you, it wouldn't have taken a day and a half to start people shooting at cops if that was my kid. I wouldn't be holding up a sign for Twitter to say that they shot down my unarmed son. I would say that this is revenge for my unarmed son and take out as many of the motherfuckers that I could find.
Well, I wouldn't call it revenge. It's probably better to call it justice, because that's the only way it's going to get served, probably.
You know what? You can call it whatever, because I'll call it justice, and they'll still call it act of a psycho. Just like they're going to make every excuse for this shit tonight. Instead of standing up for what was right from the very beginning. They could have eliminated this by holding that cop as accountable as any citizen.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I'm with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
HDP, how do you feel about that?
I'll be right back. I got to go hit the head. So he might get it. We're in edgewise now.
You should charge anybody that does something with... I mean, that's the problem. Cops don't have a standard to live by. They don't have a rules of engagement or anything. They don't have to feel... I mean, they don't have to say that it's not even justified shooting anymore. They can just shoot anybody because they feel like it. There doesn't have to be no threat of force. They don't have to feel endangered. They can just shoot people now without no repercussions. It's apparent.
Yeah, well, I think that's a bunch of shit.
I think that's the situation.
They've been told the unions are going to protect them, and they've been told by somebody higher up that to go ahead and go for it and do what you got to do and show everybody who's the boss.
Yep,
and that looks like that's what they're doing, and they need to be shown back.
Yeah, so I haven't seen any video or pictures of this tank. Is there a tank in St. Louis or East St. Louis or where?
Yeah, police tank.
It's an M1A1 though?
Yeah.
The fuck the police need with an Abrams?
Yeah,
I think Gabu 7 has it on there too.
Oh yeah? I haven't seen nothing on it. That's got to be disabled ASAP.
I think it's stupid to bring out a tank on people.
Yeah, how many people can you take out with a tank? 1, 2,
All of them? Oh, no, a lot more than that. What do you mean?
Well, if you shoot at them, I mean, not running them over.
No, they're just running them over.
Depends on which game. I mean, they probably don't have the main... Well, if they got the main gun active, that's even scarier. But even if they just have a coax 240 on there, they could just mow down everybody.
Yeah, basically.
I mean...
Yeah, but okay, well, that's a machine gun. That's like what you're talking about, like what's on a Bradley?
Exactly.
Well, the 240 is the smallest gun that can go on there. They can also mount a 50 cal.
240s, I mean.
Well, what I was talking about was a tank cannon. If you fire a tank cannon, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 105 millimeter round. It'll take out a lot of people.
Okay, 105 millimeter, like that.
105 millimeter.
A building.
A cigarette's only 100 millimeters.
I mean,
here's 100 millimeters.
Shrapnel dam. I mean, they could put flechette rounds in it for all I know. That's right?
Flechette rounds.
Yeah. They
make
tanks
those
have
for
flechette-
tanks? Do
Yep.
they really? Damn.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
slow
they
down a
have
lot of people.
flechette and canister shot.
Yep, absolutely.
So those
Which is
are
nothing
They
more
can also
than-
launch CS
So-
and they can also launch smoke off the sides, but
Yeah.
so those are flechette rounds are in a citizen situation. Those are humane rounds, huh?
No,
They really need
they're
that.
not. They're actually
In-
illegal. That's
in
besides
combat they're
Yeah, I know it's beside the
Well,
point because
I don't know, but I think the old dirty bomb works pretty good for that.
They're canceling school tomorrow, all schools tomorrow in St. Louis because of this.
Well, you know what? They're gonna
they
have
just need to go to the, they need to load up about 15 gallons of gas from that gas station and just launch it at it. That'll burn them out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And on that note, quick way how to make Molotov cocktails. A little bit of gasoline, a little bit of soap, a bottle, a rag as a wick, and a light. And you have yourself equal firepower, literally. Just remember, you can get burned too.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And laundry
Use a-
detergent is
Might
explosive.
fire that on you sometimes.
But
There.
seriously, I mean,
And
and this is their own fault. They deserve everything they get.
I mean,
You know,
it's-
this is they like I said, they could have handled it easily by locking that cop up like he was a citizen, and that would have that would have been amazing. And you know, I'll tell you right now, people would have appreciated that and not done what they're doing, and then they could have covered it up later. This just shows you how stupid they are.
Yeah,
Remember when that guy crashed his car and knocked on that woman's door, and he was walking down the road towards the cop, and the cop just shot him.
Yeah.
Right? And that area was ready to do the same thing that St. Louis is doing. But what did they do? They arrested the cop for murder. Now, is that going to be the end game on that situation? More than likely not, right? But at that moment, they diffused it when they treated him like a citizen.
Yep.
Right.
And by the way, shots fired on West Florissant and Chambers.
Yep, I just read the same thing. Yep. Yeah, what's going to be interesting is, I mean, how out of control this gets, I guess. Because obviously the out of control part is just from people trying to be just, these are the people you worry about in a WROL because they're just going after it for themselves. Nobody's actually out there to stand up to the police state, but
Yeah.
how far is it going to go if people have to?
That's not. See, I do believe that there are people that were out there originally.
Yeah, I'm talking about now, the follow-on, burning
Yeah.
down a Quick Trip and a Walmart or whatever else is going on.
Ooh, here we
What
go.
happens is, but see, and that's the problem is you even get those people that become mobs, right? That become this riot mentality and this gimme, gimme, gimme while I can get it mentality, right? When the cops started tossing tear gas into those crowds of protesters of standing, you know, when you start dispersing and the people who are doing the peaceful, who are doing it the right way, you start stamping on them, right? So there was a vigil or whatever for this kid, right? And you know that's how it started, right? Too many black people got into an area and the cops got scared. So what do? They try and break up the crowds. So how do they break up the crowds? Well, they break them up by force. They put people with shields there, pushing people out of the way, telling them to disperse, we're calling this or whatever incident. And then when people don't move, all of a sudden out comes tear gas.
Yep.
Right? So you're turning a peaceful demonstration into a riot because of your own fucking actions. And I am a fucking, not even a high school graduate who is unemployed, and I can figure that shit out.
Well, that's, I mean, they came dressed for riot, they might as well start one, right?
Yeah.
HDP just retweeted me. Ooh, what's up? Now, I like this right here. Be furious.
I gotta catch up.
Organized chaos needs to become a reality. See, people are thinking. I mean, not all of them are down with the looting and stuff. I mean, even the people saying, so you burn down your own stores and destroy the place you live. That makes total sense. You know, there's people out there that realize, yeah, just total chaos and destruction is of no value. But like this person says, be furious, be smart. Organized chaos needs to become a reality. This needs, like Mule's saying, this needs to be directed. It needs to be organized. You don't just want to go burn down your neighbor's shit because you're pissed off. That's
Right.
not helping anybody. You need to focus that anger where it needs to go.
Yeah, and flip over that badly. Flip over that fucking MRAP. You know what? 200 motherfuckers. You know, the other day I watched somebody who got pushed into a railroad.
And they moved the train.
Yes,
Yeah.
train.
Moved the train.
They moved the train in Australia.
They
Flip
had
over those fucking cop cars and burn them.
They had a little more leverage there. I wouldn't advise you use some sort of mechanical advantage to go after a tank.
What about an MRAP? You know what? You put enough motherfuckers on it, and you can flip an MRAP. Okay, it's top heavy.
Yeah, and MRAP's top heavy. Yeah, comparatively speaking.
Here's the point. You know what? Be the Tiananmen Square guy. Stand up to the fucking tank. And you know what? If they blow you away, and I'm sorry for it, and I'll pray for you and honor you when you're dead, but you're going to be a symbol to live on, because people are not going to take this crap. And if I'll tell you what, why do you think they're controlling the media feed right now? Because they're not going to show the fucking cops started this. They're not going to show that the cops provoked it and fucking made it worse. They're not going to show that. They're not going to show it.
Yep.
You watch somebody else get shot tonight, and all hell break loose.
I'm going to shout this chat out that we're on to. Well, I'm going to put it out on Twitter, so I want people to hear what's going on.
Sounds like they're trying to hunt down cops, actually. They're not avoiding where cops are, they're going to where cops are.
Oh, fucking well. Like I said. You watch somebody else get shot tonight, and all hell's gonna break loose.
Yep.
Is this going on in East or West St. Louis?
West St. Louis. East St. Louis is in Illinois.
Yeah, there's 2,000 people listening online to the scanner feed, so just making sure I figured it was the right one.
I'm sure East St. Louis, a lot of people there are gunned up right now watching across the river. All right. Well, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I think that goes back to. I think that's where Orange County had it right when that whole thing went down in Orange County. They focused at the sheriff's station. They didn't go out and burn their neighborhood down, or the local neighbors or anybody else nearby. They focused. So that was the right way to do it. Kind of the way it went down there.
Yeah, but
that was what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah. And they do their best and have for years to get rid of any kind of infrastructure that could be built to do that kind of stuff, right? Look at with the militia. I mean, they learned their lesson at Bundy. You don't want to get armed people standing against you, because then the federal government is going to have to step down, right? And the unarmed, they can bring violence against to get to comply. Right, because if 3% of the people in that crowd that were tear gassed tonight and started this fucking riot, right, was around and was armed, it wouldn't have happened.
You know, everybody's comparing this to the Purge. That's what they're saying is the Purge is happening in St. Louis.
Yeah, well, that's because they're fucking stupid, don't know history, and only seen a fucking movie.
Exactly, and that is their paradigm. That's where they're coming from, Mule. That's what they know. That's what they've been programmed with. By the way, predictive programming. They've shown us all this stuff in advance, by the way, and so it's predictive programming, and that's why.
What's up, Warrior? Sorry, Chuck. Finish.
That's all right. Good to see you, Warrior.
The Warrior back on? Whoa.
Yep.
Oh, he's been on with us, but we haven't heard from him.
Oh.
Yeah, he just came back in.
If he has a mic issue, he'll fix it.
Right on. I haven't seen him in a minute.
Right. He knows he has a seat at the Dragon.
I like that guy. We were in a cool chat earlier, so right on.
Hello?
Let me go look out at the
4x4.
Yep.
Warrior. When you get your mic working, just say hey.
Hey, Mule, if you weren't talking over him, you would have heard him. He did a mic check.
Okay, cool.
How you guys doing tonight?
It's getting
Pretty
interesting.
good.
You just got your situation fixed up over there. I just developed one with my brand new headset. I'm having to pull the cord, pull the plug out halfway for it to engage and quit cutting out on me. Gonna have to go back
Your
tomorrow.
eyes blue.
So, not to be a racist kind of asshole or anything, but you live in fucking Compton, right?
Yep.
Warrior. So what? And not sound like a racist asshole. What's the drum beat say? What's the street say? What are they saying around Compton? Because you know what? That's where do you think the LA riots have started? Okay. Not to be a dick.
You talking about that kid who got shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a riot right now going out of control, kind of in St. Louis. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be an outcry. They always make it into a race thing. You know, it's the whole old school divide and conquer thing. And as long as people buy into that, they're always going to be super emotional and always ready to explode because of it. So are they going to riot? Yeah. Is somebody else probably going to get shot over it? Yeah. Is they going to spread? Probably. And that's their plan, you know. Out here, they're always complaining. People always have something to complain about. So, you know, it's news. They're talking about it. They're mad and all that other shit. I mean, it's expected.
Well, okay, imagine this. LAPD kills somebody in Compton tomorrow.
It happens every day.
Exactly. But tomorrow people are going to listen more, right? They're going to say, well, wait a second, he wasn't slinging dope. He was running from the cop or whatever because he's tired of being busted. You know?
Compton is a strange place. We don't have police in Compton. We have sheriffs. Our police department was the most crooked police department in the world. We got rid of it a while ago, and we have the sheriff's department. So it's a diverse group of people who are the police department. Some of them are super nice guys, super nice gals, and some of them are some of the most fucked up people you could ever imagine. So I mean, it happens. I mean, there are places where the sheriffs won't even go. You know, we're talking sheriffs supposed to be in charge of all of LA freaking county. They won't go down some of the streets in Compton. You start talking about the projects and stuff, they just don't. Compton, every 2 blocks is a different gang zone in Compton. Yeah. Compton has over, I think, 200 different gangs, and we're a 10 square mile city. You know, it's bad. People get shot all the time. People look at it, you know, once one of these whole racial things come out, then you're going to hear Reverend Al Sharpton coming out and everybody else who has something to gain from the whole race card being thrown out there. And it's just going to go through the cycle again. Same thing like the Trayvon Martin, same thing like the Gina 6, all that shit. It just happens over and over again. It's clockwork.
Yeah, and like vandalism here on Twitter is saying, St. Louis isn't big and I'm black. I was never safe, and after tonight I probably won't be.
Let me do a couple quick shout-outs. Joel's out there. Wannabe 24 Lives out there. Save America's Liberty. Flint Napper. Jim's out there sharing stuff. Black Wolf 357 Mags out there. And you're right, cops are citizens, but they're not treated that way. They're above citizens. Third Op is out there. Yo Mama 420ification's out there. Wild Iron Horseman's out there. What's up, Wild? I sent you a link a while back, but I don't know if you got it. But if you need a link, let us know. Somebody will send it to you. Rebecca Bradley's out there. Save America's Liberty. Thrill and Kill Boys. Optimus Android's out there. Tactical Tony's out there. Come on in, Tony. You know how to get in.
Thanks to Michelle's Web Design for shouting us out.
Oh, yeah, and wow, I haven't shouted out our sponsor. Maybe that's why he's not in. My bad, okay? And I didn't remind Chris to remind you that Rebel Solutions is our sponsor. Go check out his page. He's even on Facebook now. Go find him. Check him out. 10% off if you use Green Dragon Tavern Chats. That's your sponsorship for tonight, buddy. Hope you enjoyed it. Now back to the real shit. Okay? And yeah, it sounds like what I'm hearing on the scanner, it's sounding like police are responding all over the town right now, because they're all over the area, because there's a war on right now.
Well, it's like I said, guys. We either got to stand or we're all going to die. So.
Well, believe me, if people and don't think that they won't use this as an excuse.
Yep, to crank it down on us even more.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the danger of all this. If we stand up, they're going to crank harder. My breaking point's passed. Obviously, the people's breaking point over in St. Louis is passed.
Then, Mule, it's all or nothing. I mean, either we're going to go all the way, we're either going to go all the way, or we ain't going to bother going at all.
Mule's ready to go to St. Louis and go have some fun.
Hey, that's a lot closer than Bundy Ranch was.
Yeah, this is true. You get
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Well, it's kind of the thing is that was organized somewhat. This isn't organized whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, but you know what?
Organize that chaos, baby.
Yeah.
But how many people? I mean, it's not. It's apples and oranges.
By tomorrow, you'll see a mule at the front saying, "Oh, get him! You go get that one. You go get that one. I'll get this one."
Well, see, HDP, you got to look at it like.
Obviously, the people's breaking point over in St. Louis is past.
Is there an echo?
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's Joe's headphones ain't working right. So he's trying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Mako Electric Beat is showing
working on it.
outside the sporting goods store. Like they're opening up their trunks. Like I don't know if they're going to go in there and take guns or something.
And there you go. That would be the smart thing to do. Organize your militia right away. Go grab an armory. Okay. Yeah. Go. Every cop you see, fucking strip him of his weapons.
That's
whether from his cold dead hands or his fucking he freely gives them over to save his life and go to his family.
There you go. Well, I'm going to get off here, guys. I'm tired as hell and I hurt myself today, so I'm not doing too good. So I got myself upset on this. But,
I feel
see you, Kansas.
Yeah, see, Kansas.
Have a good one. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, you guys stick in there, and thank you all for standing up. This is wonderful. I love seeing this. I'm proud of you.
All of us, brother. It's gonna take all of us.
It takes us all. That's right. It takes one and all. We the people.
So do we have anybody on the ground that can get to St. Louis?
No, they already asked that.
I nominate HDP.
Yeah, I will need some funding to do that. I'm gonna have to do some serious fundraising.
I had $100 I could, but
yeah, same with me. If there was some money in the coffers and I had a working vehicle, it's a 4.5 hour drive.
No, it's only about an hour to hour and a half for me. But.
I know you've talked about that before, Mule, but I really do think that's a good idea to get something organized to where we have a fundraising ability to put people where they need to be.
We're trying, bro. That's what the sponsorships are about. That's why there's now a PayPal over on the Green Dragon. And if anybody ever wants to support what we're doing on the Green Dragon, you can support it with PayPal and put down Green Dragon as the thing you want to support, and that's going to get out to Green Dragon people. That's why I'm trying to build up sponsorships. Why? Because guys like Kansas, guys like me, who ain't got shit but are still here doing it, and we end up offline sometimes because we're so fucking broke we can't pay our bills. Right? So guess what? I want to pay our bills for that kind of thing. If that's the only bill I want to pay too. It's not like I want to take care of every bill anybody ever has anywhere. No, but when somebody like Kansas or even me, right, ends up getting their voice gets shut off because they can't access the net because we're so fucking broke, might be time to ask for a little bit of help. When Tony needs to go out to the Bundy Ranch to be able, or to Texas, or HDP needs to go to Bundy Ranch or Reno or something like that to do a chat for the Green Dragon, I want to be able to say, hey, I can give you 20 for gas.
Exactly.
The Green Dragon can help.
When I donated to Tony to go to Texas, is he still going to Texas?
No, he's not. He didn't get up enough. He didn't reach his goal, from what I understand.
Do I get to put that back in the other one?
No, you do not. You gave it to Tony. You didn't give it to the Dragon. That was Tony's thing. It's not the Dragon's thing.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, you can talk to Tony about it.
No, that's cool. It's all good.
Right. As far as here is concerned, that was Tony. That wasn't the Green Dragon.
Okay, I didn't know how that worked out. So that's
Right.
all. You know, that's cool.
Donated to Tony's, to Tactical Tony 702. They didn't. The only one person donated when I did kind of ask, and that was Mr. Tommy Boy 9. Donated to the Green Dragon, and it did help. Pay. It was $50 extra. That 48.25 that helped pay the bill.
Well, I'll try to get something in on per month, but it's a.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, Kansas. I'm just saying that's why that's what we're trying to do with the sponsorships. I'm not good with asking for help or begging people or whatever. You know, it's not good for me. It doesn't work with my psyche.
Well, you know what, Mule? I am, and I can help, and I will.
I thank everybody, and I thank anybody that wants to help, and anybody that can help. That's great, because you know what? This isn't. It's Mule's thing, but it's not Mule's thing. It's our thing. Right? Yeah, I'm sounding all gangsterish now and shit, because this isn't about just us. It's our thing.
Yeah, here. Mule, memorize this. Please give me some money.
Yeah, no, dude. I trained to be, you know, after I stopped doing dirt and helping me kick all the dope that I was on, right? I was going to be an evangelical preacher. I was out of a biker church in California, and I can get people to empty their pockets and put it in a basket. No problem, right? I have the gift of bullshit, the gift of gab, or blarney, as my grandmother used to call it, right?
Yeah, that's what my dad
I do it because of who I am, not because I wasn't capable of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I'm not a preacher, and that's one of the big reasons why I'm not doing it for, you know, because it was doing it for a living. It was a job, and you were there to make money, and that's the wrong way to do it, to me. I'd rather steal it from you than beg it from you. I'd rather steal it from you than con it from you, and that's what it was feeling like. So.
Well, like I said, I'm going to try. I was also going to try to get people. I was going to put a shout out Dragon, and then put, you know, making people aware that there is, you know, places to donate and stuff. So.
Well, they're there, and if you want to support the Green Dragon, or you want to, you know, help keep people on or pay for gas, if there's any specific thing you want it to go to, you write it down with your donation, and that's where it's going to go. It's not going to go to fucking, you know, buy me a new hat, okay? Unless that's what it's being asked for. But it's not, you know, it's not going to be used for anything other than what you people give it if you want to give it.
No, you just need I need you to get a helmet. So when things like this is going on, you put your helmet on and smoke a big cigar.
I have plenty of tinfoil helmets that I can do it with, dude.
I was about to send you a helmet. Okay.
Oh, hey, what kind of World War II steel pot I'd take? I'd like that.
And then put a big old cigar in his mouth. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. My wife was already bitching at me today on how I was. What are you looking like Ernest Hemingway for?
Because you are Ernest Hemingway, damn it.
I think I'm too young to know who that is.
What?
We love you, Mule.
He was before all our times, but
I love having this here. You've done so much with what I was trying to do. When I started out, this was what I was sort of encapsulating in my head, and this is where you took it, and I gotta say, it's awesome.
Well, for those that don't know, Kansas is the grandfather of the chat. He basically pulled a lot of the early people together in his own chats that he was doing that was just fun and games. It was the bar atmosphere. We talked just anything in his chat. And he had gotten sick, and it evolved from there, you know.
And he did a hell of a job evolving it.
Well, it's doing its own thing. It's going to grow, or it's going to stand, you know, and it's always been that way, right, since the beginning. It's going to stand and fall on its own merit, and it's been standing for a year now, you know. So it's going to do it on its own. Because believe me, most of the chats that we've had over this past year, we would have at least a good portion of some of the originals would have still had those chats in private. Now, thankfully we've been open for a year, and we've met a lot of new friends over that time, and had a lot of good conversations because of the new blood that comes in, the new opinions that come in, the new people willing to stand up and say their piece when I stop talking. So.
And I love what Tony said, loving the real talk on the Green Dragon Tavern chat.
Well, that's what we're about. Well, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I just wanted to say my piece, and then this stuff started, and I want to get in on it. And, you know, because I'm right here. I understand. Someone comes shoot somebody here in this town, people ain't gonna know what to do, and it pisses me off that they would even think about going and shooting somebody unarmed.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had a knife, maybe they get by with it. But to be just outright shooting people unarmed, this is just like they did down in
Germany,
New Mexico,
Nazi Germany.
I was gonna say Germany, but the thing was, it's also what they did next to Arizona, New Mexico, when they did that one guy. They just shot him outright. You know.
Yep.
They're pushing they're trying to push it further. They're trying to show they got the medal and no one's going to go up against them. And that's what this is all about, you know. And they're going to keep doing bullshit like this.
Chad, what's this Twitter look like?
Right now, people basically expressing sadness over what's happening in St. Louis right now. They're saying shit turned into more of a police event. I don't see anything major breaking. It's just the fact that people are expressing their opinions on what they think of the event going on.
Is the arch going to be open tomorrow?
Don't know.
I doubt it.
I've smoked a bowl on the top of that arch, by the way. Word.
Really?
Yep. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I've been up there twice.
Oh yeah.
In the elevator.
I actually like St. Louis. St. Louis is a nice little college town, actually.
Yeah.
I've been in and out of St. Louis for a long time. St. Louis is a fun little town.
I like those
it's
people
still lighting
driving.
off, though. They're still pulling about 100 tweets a minute on the St. Louis topic.
Oh yeah. Well, cops are surrounded. They arrested a couple people. I just heard off of the county guys. They arrested two subjects, and the police are worried of establishing a safety perimeter because there's crowd gathering ready to take their people back.
Word. Do it. Get them.
Do it. Go get them.
Ooh, see, this is what I love to hear, people saying stuff like this. I swear it'll only get worse. Time to unite and stop going against one another. See, these events bring out the good in people, the unity, the will to survive and connect and all those things. And I love seeing people say stuff like that. It's time to unite and stop going against one another. When we start doing that, we start winning.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about unity. That's what I've been preaching since day one.
And that's why they want us so divided, so they can conquer us easily. Whereas when we're unified, we are a force to be reckoned with, and we outnumber them, like Jim Morrison said, 5-1, baby.
Can they still hear, people on Twitter still hear the chat here?
Those that are listening to us, I shouted us out on Twitter, and I mean, those that are listening, yeah, they can hear us.
Oh man, we had to start a chant. Fuck the cops, ain't it?
Yeah, if you're on Twitter and you are listening, I know a couple of people have retweeted that and shouted this link out, and I appreciate that. But if you are listening, say hello to the Green Dragon. Let us know that you're out there. Let us know that we're connecting with you. I would appreciate it.
Yeah, us too. Me too.
And I do love what HDP just said about it's a George Orwell quote from 1984 saying that power is in tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of our own choosing.
I broke away from that shit in the 70s. As soon as I left Catholic school in 1968, I said, fuck all of this. And I got in high school, and they said, you will? And I said, fuck off. I will fuck, man. I ain't doing shit.
How about people join together and stand up to the police state instead of being divided? HDP.
That was in response to some of those idiots out there.
And then good on you. I mean, I'm glad that you're putting that out, because you see the people out there that are making their own comments. You know, they're coming from their own point of view, and whatever they, you know, they're seeing this and they're got their own point of view on it. So they need to hear that.
Yeah, did you know who Dana Loesch is?
Yeah, I do. We know each other.
She's like near, you know. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. But she's from Missouri, and she's on the Blaze, and she's got quite a list of tweets going on.
Yeah, she followed me during the Bundy Ranch so she could get the inside scoop, and then after that, she decided to go away.
Hey, if she wanted the inside scoop, she'd have followed me. What are you talking about?
Right? I hear ya. I would have tapped that ass. Oh, sorry.
Well, no, that's why HDP brought Wild Iron along. Right? Wild Iron can block him on that. He's happily married.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got problems with the reporter. He doesn't.
No, I'm talking about you, Wild. You're happily married. You bring Wild Iron because he's the hound. He's the one that'll go sniffing after the pretty lady.
Hey, I ain't got a woman. Let's do this.
Yeah, he's talking to him for.
No, Dane is a good example of one of those people who find me on Twitter and think, oh, this is a good source. You know, I'm going to make them a good source of news information or whatever. And so they follow me for a little while to get the scoop, and then they go away.
Oh, he's got good shit. News at 11.
Well, let's see here. I'm not listening to it, but you guys can watch a little bit of it. Get that up. Okay, share, screen. And here we're back to MK Electric. He's showing them looting a shoe store. So.
Right on. And thanks again to Michelle's Web Design. I appreciate you, dear, sharing this and getting it out to people. It brings it to a new audience.
That's cool.
I've met a lot of great people on Twitter, just like the Green Dragon. You know, people of similar interests and commonalities, and it's just great to connect with us because that's what's going to make a difference, is us being able to communicate with each other directly. And it's not just on Twitter. It happens on YouTube. It happens here on the Green Dragon. It happens everywhere if we're willing to communicate openly. So I just appreciate those people out there that are willing to give it an effort to change the world. You are making a difference.
HDP, do you do ham?
No, I'm not currently up to speed on that.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm trying to get into, because when you guys went down to Bundy Ranch, you saw, like, once the news and stuff got down there, a lot of the signal wasn't working. And then, like, even in Egypt, when they had their revolution, you know, the first thing they did was they cut off their internet, you know.
Right.
So communications is a major thing that I want to start working on.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have, and you probably have somebody near you.
Good place to study for your technical license is hamtestonline.com.
Okay.
And then you should from there advance to pick up the book from the ARRL. It's the American Repeaters. Something, I can't remember it. But anyway, that's why I still have to study. But The ham test online is really good. You just keep taking tests over and over, and they're different. You want to stay with the technical first because it goes technical, general, and then extra.
Right.
So if you complete your technical first, then your secondary, of course, is a lot easier because there's you don't get all electrical or electronic questions for the test. You get so many out. The question pool, I think, is 135 questions, and you get 35 out of those 100 and so many.
Now,
And,
Joe,
yeah,
talking about the different levels, somebody advised me when I take the test, just take them all.
yeah, but that's
Because
a
you
lot.
only get charged once.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but wait till you start taking the technical test. I mean, it's a practice test. You start taking that. Let me ask you this: are you an electrician?
Negative.
Are you good at electricity?
I mess with it.
Okay, electronics, stuff like that. Do you understand, watts, volts, ohms, all that shit, resistors?
On an elementary level, yes.
Okay, well then that'd probably be okay for you. I'm not. I don't have an electrical background at all, and I've been studying these tests now for a couple of months. So I'm getting to where I can get. See, my last test, practice test I took, I got 88%.
Okay.
And you need 75% to pass.
Yeah, I really want it because that would be perfect down there, especially with the chaos that's down there. If we start talking about actually making a difference down there, all that chaos is a great smoke screen. That's what keeps, the big forces from coming your way while you start taking care of the more surgical stuff. You have the ham radios there to keep your operations, smoothed out with different units at different places. And, communication plays a big part.
Right. And the hell was I going to say? The picture changed here, and I lost my train of thought. Shit.
Only thing I don't like about all this rioting and stuff is they always riot in their own neighborhoods. They always tear it to smithereens. Like here, I live in Compton, grew up in L.A., and it's like we still got abandoned lots that were burned down from the riots still to this day.
Yeah, I remember seeing some of those on the web. If they moved into somebody else's neighborhood and started doing shit like that, there would be a fucking war.
Well, it's the frustration, though. What else do they have to lash out at?
Right.
I'm not making excuses, but with no leadership, with nobody there directing them to go like HTP was pointing out, where they go against the sheriff's department, right? Instead, they're just lashing out in general because there's no focus.
Yeah, when they need to lash out at what caused the fucking problem to begin with.
But, I mean, look at tonight. Tonight's a perfect example. They were there doing a memorial, right, for this kid, and the fucking cops show up and say it's too big of a crowd, so they stir the crowd up, like I said earlier. Then they start wanting to disperse the crowd. How are they going to do it? Are they going to go up and say, pretty please? No. Cops don't say pretty please. Cops tell you to do what the fuck they tell you to do, or you're going to get arrested. Yeah. Right? And then when people don't do that, they bring out pepper spray, they bring out tear gas and stuff like that. So who started this riot? Those cops did.
They did.
Yeah, and Mule, you know what they're doing now on Twitter? Instead of letting St. Louis and Ferguson Street trend, now the trending topic is avoiding St. Louis. They've shifted the mind control to push people to avoiding St. Louis, keeping them out.
Well, of course, because they don't want reinforcements coming in. They don't want, if this gets organized, it fucks them over every which way but loose. Right? If instead of these fucking supposed community leaders come out and say you got to stop and let justice do its thing. If they say no, we all meet up here at 8 o'clock in the morning, go to fuck home, stop looting right now, go home, meet in front of the police department at 8 a.m. and make them arrest this guy.
Yep.
If they did that, people would listen. It's just the right voice to come them to break through that mob mentality. How do you think people like Hitler were able to control masses? That once they got together, they became mob mentalities, and yet he was able to bend them to his will. Why? Because he was willing to stand up and be that psychotic leader. You know, but even good men can do the same thing.
Once and it's all done with words.
Yeah.
It's all done with words. That's right. The propaganda, the rhetoric, all the stuff that the CNN, the news networks, all that stuff they're pushing out, even to this point here of switching the trending topic in a period of 2 minutes to make it say avoiding St. Louis. You know, this is all mind control. They have to control your mind, because if they don't control your mind, then your ass is free.
Well, what they used to say in Vietnam, control their minds and their ass will follow, and if it don't follow that way, put a bayonet to it. So.
Exactly, and now they're more sophisticated now, Mule. They've got this shit down to an electronic, trap where they can control the mind without the body even getting involved. If they can, if they can redirect. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
I mean, in Twitter they can redirect it, right? But they discuss what the story is and how it's spun on even the local stations. You know?
Yeah, they do, and that's the beauty of Twitter, is you're hearing from real people rather than people.
But they're also like you said, they switched the trending, right? The leading trend.
Yep.
Right. So they're redirecting the conversation in the direction they want it to go,
which shows that people are standing up and speaking out, and the powers that be are going, oh shit, we got a problem here.
Right, so shut it down. Redirect it. Try and shut it down without actually shutting it down.
Exactly.
Because if we shut it down and blank it out in a nanosecond, that will start it even worse in other places, right? Because it's live on Vine, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
The world is watching. We're watching.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all in this, and we all have a voice.
The rest of the world's on fire too, so they're just going, "Oh, catching up, are you?"
that's true.
Yeah, it's apparently spread to a couple other stores now. It looks like, so it's whole neighborhoods are.
We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
No, you don't understand how bad that shit is, because seriously, like, Warriors could tell you, man, his neighborhood, right, South Central and Compton, destroyed itself, right? Yeah. Fucking destroyed itself, and nobody was willing to pick up those fucking pieces, right? They were like, fuck you, you shat where you ate, live with that shit.
They're burning the wrong buildings. Don't burn your neighbor's shit. Burn the people that are responsible for what you're upset about.
Yeah, it got bad out here to the point where they were just fucking up everything, The few places that did survive, a lot of them had to put up signs, oh, this is black owned, so that the mobs wouldn't fucking do it. Or like the Slauson swap meet, which is one of the biggest indoor swap meets out here. They fucking said, fuck this shit, we're not going to let you burn down our shit. We didn't have a problem with you guys. We didn't do this to you, but since you're coming this way...
But that was the Koreans.
That was the Koreans.
No fucking joke, and they got their AKs up on the fucking roof, and their SKSs, and they pointed them down on the crowd and said, don't come into the parking lot or else we'll have to protect ourselves. And people looked up and said, oh, we're not going in that parking lot. We'll see you guys when all this burning's done.
Yep. That's right.
And nobody wants to, and yeah. And I'm sure you're seeing that same shit going on in St. Louis right now.
Oh, for sure. Somewhere it is. Somewhere somebody's, at their place of business saying, hey, y'all do what y'all want, you just better not fuck with my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that. I mean, if I was in their position, if I was a business owner there, sure, I would, I'd feel the same way. But I do think what that person earlier was saying about this chaos needs to be directed. It can't be some wild, rampant, running the street shit, because we have to focus the anger where it needs to go, because your neighbors are not the enemy. The system is.
Yeah, but see, they wanted to unleash the chaos. This is what the cops around St. Louis, whoever is the one, Ferguson, whatever, that's what they wanted. That's why they lobbed in Instead of just containing the crowd and going, okay, as it grows bigger and bigger, whatever, you back the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
Instead, they wanted to change that. They wanted to disperse the crowd, and instead of letting these people, hold their vigil and say their piece, instead they had to do some kind of control. So they had to move them, right? And you know how most Americans feel. Well, if a cop tells me to move, I guess I better move.
They're not moving right now. KSDK News Channel 5 reported 1 minute ago that outraged citizens squaring off with police. So it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's going to get worse before it gets better tonight, apparently.
I hope they're preppers with their gas masks out there. I'll say that. Because they're going to bring that tear gas.
Yeah.
They already have, dude. That's what started it.
They already have.
Yeah, you'll see, and you'll see. Watch. We first heard this a couple of hours ago here, right? And when you look back even from that point, you can see that it was the cops that again, like I was trying to describe, the people were holding a vigil. Cops didn't like the fact that they were all gathering, holding this vigil, so they wanted to disperse them. So they ended up dispersing them. They just didn't disperse them the way they wanted, right? They didn't disperse them to their homes. They dispersed them to come attack them. So now instead of having them all in one place, they're now all over that area and spreading very fast, like a wildfire, right? And wildfire burns everything. It doesn't just burn what it should.
Yep.
It burns everything.
Yep.
And the cops lit that fucking wildfire with tear gas and with fucking pepper spray and with riot shields.
And this is what I love about people, Mule. They're smart enough now to at least figure this shit out. This Monique the Greek, Coco Valentine, just said on Twitter that, Ferguson, understand you just changed the entire narrative. No longer is this about murderous cops, but now it's about quote-unquote criminals rioting. See, people are understanding the game they're playing. When they switch that trending topic, people are seeing that, and they understand that it's about changing the narrative. And I'm glad to see people are catching on to this stuff.
Yeah, I wish more would. I've already seen some of the. I've read the comments from the beginning of this story, and I'll tell you what, it saddens me the amount of people, and I expect it though, but it still saddens me the amount of people that I see saying, "Well, if a cop said it, it must be true."
Yeah.
10 minutes ago, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Joe.
John's Quantum Heart Logic says 10 minutes ago, cops said reinforcements en route.
Oh, I'm sure. And more than that, I got it on the scanner.
Today's the supermoon. And, tonight is that supermoon they kept talking about, and it has something to do with the prophecies and such.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not. That's a bigger distraction than everything else.
Yeah, right.
Because I got news for you. The moon is full every night, and it is only our perspective that changes.
Right.
So get over it.
Guess what? It's raining. It's raining here, so I ain't got a fucking moon.
Yeah, here too.
That kind of crap is just a giant distraction.
You know what though? Anybody?
It said in Ezekiel 5:21 verse 3 that that's just a giant distraction from what's going on right in front of your fucking face.
You know, anybody that works
got nothing to do with it. Assassinating an 18-year-old boy a day from college has everything to do with it.
Yeah, and they're missing the whole
fucking
point.
moon's got shit to do with nothing.
Everything got moved aside for that.
That's right.
Fucking ridiculous even to bring it into a conversation, that kind of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Like maybe aliens shot the fucking kid. Son of a bitch. Stupid fucking distractions that people are willing to bite onto.
Well, anything to distract them, because the powers that be are scared. When you get this many mass people, this is reaching a critical mass when people are seeing this. And so to divert their attention away from it, like they did that thing, avoiding, this place, it's all a mind game, and most people will fall for it.
It's not at critical mass yet. It'll be at critical mass when we're on Pennsylvania Avenue.
I agree. I agree, but little by little, it's an inch by inch thing, and the further people escalate this resistance, well, the more they get scared.
Mm-hmm.
And they should be scared. They should be scared. Any sociopath and psychopath that's out there doing this on a daily basis, under a plan, you should be scared. You really should, because the people are waking up, and we're not all going to stand for it.
Here's a tweet. Business owners are patrolling in front of their stores in Ferguson to prevent bands of looters.
Yeah, you knew that was going to be happening. Let's see, what is this? Some of these have got to be repeats, but John also says that there's been 11 reports of shootings so far. Or shots being fired, I should say.
Yeah. See, this is when I wish people were trained, and I wish they had skills, because the people running the streets tonight, these are just civilians, They're pogs. They don't know what the hell they're doing. I wish they did. That would change the scenario drastically if these people were trained and they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and somebody needs to point them to the police station.
Well, that's the common sense avenue. Yeah, that's the basic thing. Why aren't they? Where did the Walmart come involved in this?
I don't know, but you don't hear any more of that since the cops got it surrounded. I guess.
I'm saying, where the hell? How did the Walmart get involved? Why aren't they at the police station, like you said? Why aren't they directed toward the source of the problem? Walmart is a pain in the ass, but they didn't shoot this kid.
Right.
That's people wanting to loot, take advantage of the situation type shit. But that's why it needs to be organized. Fuck your free shit. Who needs a TV? You don't need to watch that bullshit anyway. You're a moron if you're stealing a TV in Katrina and there's no electricity for the next 9 months, you moron.
Yeah.
People need to focus that rage that they feel, because they are justified. I'm not saying they're wrong. They are justified. They're right. But you need to focus it and channel it to do something positive with it, not just steal a bunch of bullshit that nobody needs from Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. You talk the narrative. I was looking at some of the pictures from earlier when the vigil started. It was it was majority, black, but still there was a diverse crowd. I saw there were some older, white people, I guess you would say, older people, not all young people that are out of control. It was attended by the community. So it started off, like you're saying, the best of intentions, but the police didn't want to keep it that way. And now the story's going to be, I'm sure, rioting black youth or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I said that a couple of hours ago as this has been developing, because I could read, this is a playbook that they've used before. Yeah. Right? You want to know who started this riot? The fucking cops did.
Sure. And if they have...
They're the ones that came dressed for one. They've got to get going, right?
Yeah.
But that's... Any media tomorrow, newspaper, TV, radio, anywhere, it just shows their fucking stupidity, because it's nothing to do with a color. It's to do with people.
Yep.
Yeah. And Joe, I hate to say this because I know it's what they want. They're planning for the riots. They want the chaos. They're inciting it. They're doing everything they can to cause it. So I know that's what they want. But the other side of me says, you know what? Let's pull the John Rambo. If they want a war, let's give them a war they won't believe.
Where the fuck is Obama with, if this boy was my son, or if I had a son,
fuck
this boy
Barry.
would be mine.
Fuck Barry and Michelle,
like,
asshole.
This, like I said, it's about people. The people are pissed off at people getting killed, murdered, assassinated for no fucking reason, unarmed, no fucking reason for it, period. What's police academy for? I thought they go there to learn judo, karate, and 3 other Japanese words and all that bullshit. Where they can take down a guy bigger than them.
No, they're scared punks with guns that barely know how to use them. That's why they shoot, 9 pedestrians or 9 civilians when they're trying to apprehend somebody. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're scared to death. Apparently, when a man is standing there with a fucking BB gun, and you're so scared, you're so much of a fucking pussy that you're so scared, and you're not even intelligent enough to know it's a BB gun, for one thing.
Right.
I mean, come on. I'm sorry, but anybody who's ever been around guns should know the difference between a fucking real gun and a pellet gun. But they're so scared, their instant reaction is to shoot because they're just terrified. These are not people that should be in the job of policing people.
There's also it could be somebody who is itching to pull the trigger and kill somebody and experience that first high of killing somebody over the littlest fucking reason they can get their hands on. And if it's a gun that looks like a gun, well, goddamn it, I'm going to use it,
Yep.
And it's also the fact that a lot of people haven't been in a situation where they've come to, that point of having to use their firearm, and they're always hearing about it. They're always, building that moment up. And when you get into situations like that, it's anxiety in their mind. They panic. They're supposed to be these highly trained professionals, but they're human too. But they take it to a whole nother level. They just say, "Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna protect myself, and I'll worry about everything else after."
Well, then maybe we should too.
That's right.
And maybe we need to start seeing more cops going down for the death penalty for the heinous things they do.
But when do we ever see that? When does the system ever prosecute their own mercenaries? I mean,
I didn't say the
see it.
system had to prosecute them.
Oh, I hear you, but I mean, we need to step up because obviously the system isn't.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it.
I am too, and I want to see the unity that's. I mean, I feel like this is happening anyway, because we are progressing to a point where we're actually becoming human beings. Finally, we're not colors, we're not ideologies, we're not belief structures, we're human beings, and we're finally getting to that point where we can at least agree on that much, and to me that's progress. And they're scared of that, by the way. That's the worst thing. That's the one thing that they're scared to death of, is that we might all come together. We might all start unifying and working for us rather than for them.
Oh, yeah.
And that scares them to death. And I want to see more of it. I want people to realize that we are all human beings, and we're in this boat together, and it is sinking.
So that was some Brad shared out. Brad Austin just shared about 10 minutes ago or whatever out in the chat room. Was over on Instagram. You can start seeing video of what's going on out there. You can find it. It's out there. Okay, and the people were standing up, and the cops were running until the tear gas and the rest of it. They broke them up. They started it. But
I'd like to throw out a suggestion. Anyone who's in the area, you need to be out there with eyes on the ground. You need to be filming this. You need to upload it to YouTube. You need to put it out there so the rest of the people can have eyes on the ground and not be dependent on the mass media that's going to spin this bullshit.
Yeah, and if you're going to be out there with eyes, I mean, be out there as the journalist, but also be smart. They're gonna go after crowds of people. You can be there videoing the crowd, but maybe being in that crowd might not be the safest thing when you start seeing the APCs rolling up.
No, that's a great point. I appreciate you saying that, Warrior, and I want people to be safe. I'm not saying go out there and get yourself in some shit, but we need real people on the ground videoing this, because the news is going to spin it to their benefit.
And when you video, if you can, get faces and names.
That's right.
If this thing ever does go bigger, You know, we can say, oh, the cops did it, but that's just a general blanket. When you can hold a singular person accountable for his actions,
yes,
it takes it to a whole nother level.
But the only person we can then hold accountable for their actions this time is that cop that started it, the one that assassinated that kid.
Well, that's
him.
one part. Now,
we start
they're
with
out
him.
there right now. I'm pretty sure there were grandparents at that visual who are on their way home, walking home. Oh, cop pulls up, arrests them. You know, cop pulls up and brutalizes them in whatever way. You can hold them accountable for their individual actions. It might not be the whole thing, but there's cops out there right now. I'm pretty sure there's at least one doing something he shouldn't be.
Yep.
And I'm not saying be vigilante and, oh, we're going to, every time there's a problem, we're going to go fix it. No, this is something huge, and they really just don't care. They can use whatever force they want in some examples, and they think it's okay. To whoever it is, they don't care.
Yep. Well, maybe it's time that we stop caring.
It's time we start caring. I care with a lot of 9, 40, and 223.
That.
But I know none of them go through the MRAP that MK Electric was just showing over on his chat that I was showing earlier.
Right, I hear that.
You know, and they're there with them. They got him. Believe it. They're out rolling deep with them.
Oh yeah.
They're not screwing around.
I saw this video. They had an MRAP in Iraq, and of course they couldn't get through it and nothing like that. So what did the people over there do? They just got a bunch of gasoline, lit it on fire.
Burn it.
Some
breathe,
of them have the oxygen on board. Some of them freaking don't.
That's right. That's right. There's a way around everything. I've learned that already. I don't care what they got. There's a way around it.
The mule digital prophet is saying hi to you, I think.
What's up, Digital? How you doing? I was just reading down in the comments. You must have just got in. What's up, Digital Prophet? How you doing? Joel, let me take that time to do a quick shout out. Joel's Quantum Heart Logic, Digital Prophet, Wannabe 24 Live, Brad Austin, Optimus Android. Let's see, Galanis Vilkis, and yeah, people in the Republic should have no reason to riot, but that doesn't mean that we don't. Glocker Bob, Rebecca Bradley, Tactical Tony's out there, or was out there. And that's up to 40-something minutes ago, so I'm good. But yeah, it's an evolving situation. It's after our normal time. We've already hit our 4-hour mark. I don't know if there's going to be one tomorrow. I know there's going to be plenty of chats, and it's going to be discussed tomorrow. Are we going to be running one live? We'll see what the situation calls for. You know? If when I wake up in the morning I see the world's on fire, I'm going to turn this on and sit here with the loaded magazines around me waiting for it to head to my door.
Word.
You know? And we'll be talking about it here on the Green Dragon. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to shout out, and then we're going to leave these 29, 28 people out there wanting more. So I will throw a link to the after chat if anybody wants to come in and talk to these fellas. So why don't I start with you, Chad?
Michelle's web design. I want to shout her out. A friend of mine from Twitter. I appreciate her listening all these years and sharing the Green Dragon link tonight. I appreciate that. It's everyone making a difference. We all play our part, and everyone out there willing to do theirs. I thank you.
Very cool. And I thank you too for sharing the Green Dragon. G, are you awake? G Mangoes, are you awake? All right, so probably not. And that happens sometimes. G falls asleep, but he keeps the dragon running even in his sleep. So go say thanks to G Mangoes. HDP, you're up to bat.
What am I up to bat for?
Any shout-outs you got going on? Anything?
Oh, we closing down?
Well, we're going to shut down the live portion for now, yeah.
Okay.
Mainly because I'm rucked out, and I know that we can shout out every incident tonight, but it's just going to keep going tonight, and we'll see what tomorrow's like.
Yeah, dang. I was caught reading something else.
All right, well, I'll give you a minute. Joe, do you have anybody you want to shout out?
Just shout out to Green Dragon Tavern chat, Mule Meyer. Yeah. Okay. Mule Team 66. Chad Lilly, G Mangos, HDP, WM Warrior, and Kansas Hillbilly Prepper. Okay, that's it.
All righty. What about you, Warrior?
I want to just shout out to the people who are out there, you know, the decisions you guys make, the targets you choose, the people you help or don't. Those decisions are going to potentially make this thing go one way or another. You know, we're writing history. You know, today's news is tomorrow's history, and how we take this is going to, you know, be what we leave our kids with. You know, this is our story. Make sure you write the correct one.
Hell yeah.
HD?
Yeah, what I think I'd agree with what Warriors say is ditto on that, and double exclamation points. I think we'll leave it at that.
All right, and I want to again shout out Rebel Solutions. Check him out. He's painting mags. He's a sponsor to Green Dragon, and I want to back up what WM Warrior says as well. Is I understand the blind rage, but make it focused rage, and it will be useful and effective. Blind rage is never effective. It just the berserker may look good, but they don't get much done. Whereas people who have a plan, people who have a reason and a direction in which to go can get shit done. When you're just tearing apart your own space, you're helping nobody, including yourself. So hopefully tomorrow you guys out there in St. Louis will get your crap together and focus. You know, but we'll see. So everybody have a good night. I'm going to throw the link in a second after I turn this off, and we'll talk to you guys next time the Dragon's on. And that can be any day of the week. So, but guarantees are Thursday. I do Thursdays, right? Tonight, Chris had and so we're not even at the 4-hour mark. We did get started kind of late. But tonight, Chris was trying to start it up. He had some technical difficulties, but he did get it started, and that was awesome. Well, I got it started. He did jump in and run it, and that was awesome. So keep an eye out for everybody. Don't forget DT hour on Wednesdays, 2 to 3 Central Time, and that's Kansas Hillbilly Prepper and Poison Stingers chat. And they bring in some good guests. They talk about things a little. They handle the Green Dragon in a different way than I do, but it's all good. And Tuesday's still open for any bartender that wants to use it. So we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.